Yeah,
we're on watch.
We're on. So just a reminder to everyone that to behave themselves. It's been a while, and I know how you get when you're out of practice. So
The stream's gone weird.
yes, especially you, Josh. You heard. You heard.
It's never me. It's never me.
Sure. Yeah, we're in. We're on. Welcome back, everyone. Boil up a pot. Take a seat by the hearth. And of course, enjoy yourself the finest of brews with the Journeyman Questers. So, we've had a couple weeks off. And we should say now as well that next week we won't be able to have our normal sessions because I'm away on holiday. However, hopefully we can do another roundtable as the last one, if you haven't seen it already, with Mr. James Gifford of Mr. James Gifford's fantastic magical assorted items was on, and we discussed homebrew and world building and just a lot of kind of DM related stuff. Josh obviously joined us.
If people are keen, I will run a one shot on Thursday.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
There's an offer.
Yeah.
Who's running it?
But it won't be serious, so just brace yourself, because I've got a week to plan, so we'll see how we get with that.
I mean,
in fact, I might just grab a module. We'll see how it goes.
That would just be great, and I'm sure people would love that too. Chris says, "Hey, what's up, Chris?
What's up, Chris? Missed you, man.
Let's get the dinners in the chat. Dinners in the chat. So, quick round table of dinners. Theo, what are you having?
I've got bolognese with the Beyond Meat mince. If you've had that, it's the most incredible shit I've ever had.
Now.
It's so good. I cannot.
Who has?
Beyond Meat have done a mince.
I'm used to just
it's the best mince I've ever had.
Tesco's own brand soy one.
It's so much. It's like it's. I can't. I just no. Just different levels. Different levels.
It's different breed. Different breed. Rupert, what are you having?
I've had a delicious Tesco pizza.
We're not
very
sponsored,
unexciting.
Say, and you can get exciting things from other places.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your choice.
It was quite unexciting.
Yeah.
I had a homemade beetroot salad as well.
Very good.
With a nice lemon.
You can also have different brands of vegan mince, but you know why?
I do quite like it.
But you'd be a fool.
Mike, what are you having or had?
I don't know what I'm having for dinner yet. We're going to sort it out when Emily gets back.
Very good. And Josh, what are you up to? What are you eating?
I will be having a roast dinner.
Oh, fucking hell.
Middle of summer, roast dinner.
In this household, it is not bound to a Sunday. It's an any day, any time of the year
I wholeheartedly
situation.
agree with that.
It's
Never
agree with that.
a roast dinner.
I love that it's like oh, by the way, I've got D&D tonight. Let's do a roast dinner.
Yeah.
Amy's gonna make an entire roast dinner.
I can't wait to see you picking up like a hunk of chicken.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some sushi rice and stir fry veg.
Oh, yeah.
And some what was the other thing? Oh, and some gyoza.
Oh. Is that the Itsu ones or are they
nice.
homemade?
It's just the frozen Itsu ones, yeah.
Oh, they're cracking.
They are good. They are good. Yeah. Chris is good. Oh, very good.
Spanish
Chris.
omelette.
Nice to hear the bite. Yeah, and a Spanish omelette. Yeah, there's always time for gyoza. I think it's the kind of food that I can, even if I'm really full, you go in for another one. They're just so fucking
Like pasta.
good. I don't. No, not like pasta.
I don't get full on pasta. That's my superpower.
You just
Whole bag,
kind of,
500 grams,
goes
one
through.
sitting.
Anyway, I think we should dive in. Aidan is on his way. He will join us as usual late because he's at work.
Which means he's getting tortured first.
So we have a catch up today from Theo as
Yes.
Dylan. Would you like some tense music or some?
I'd like sort of ponderous, moving into a bit of sort of maybe like enlightened sort of niceness.
Oh, I've got
then into tense again.
I've got just the thing. I'll put
Okay.
on tension playlist. Starting from the beginning.
Okay, the ideal thing. Well, buckle in, lads.
Take
That
it,
sounds
take
like
it away.
reggae.
Get us back in the zone.
Wait, so I need a sip of beer. Oh, it's gone. Oh.
You mean a
Sad
sip
times.
of brown liquid?
Round of hot air.
Right, let me crank up this volume because I need to get into the.
Chris said pasta quest item 0 carry weight. That's great.
yeah.
Very good.
Very true.
Right, guys, are you ready?
Yep.
So ready.
I knew danger would be likely if we were to return to Xanthar City. Truthfully, I'd have rather avoided coming at all. But if accompanying Celeste was Ruth's wish, then so be it. At least some closure was possible by seeing Dylan's estranged father on his deathbed one last time. And for Eunan's sake, I'm pleased that I did. No doubt it was a painful experience for Dutch, and I'm sorry for this, but I hope closure was possible for him as well. Myself and Dutch were not the only ones who sought an audience with Elderwick. Tem, another half-brother of tiefling blood, and a strange son wished to see his father a final time. Clearly the hurt of being abandoned still unforgiven, but nonetheless seeking a relic within his father's possession he lay claim to. For all of Elderwick's faults, his selfishness, his failure as a father, I couldn't help but feel pity for this frail man, a ghost of his prior self. For all the wealth and fame, a dying man is just that, in spite of what great things he might have achieved. However, Elderwick would leave us with a final gift, enlightening me with the information that would aid us in opening his vault, containing the last of the wealth not stripped from his manor. Feeling our expertise was lacking, for all the skills Dylan and Eunan's father had passed on, our magnetism and skill with the lute, harp, or flute was lacking. We enlisted the services of the local criminal group that operates within the wing of Elderwick's home, hoping that their extravagant outward appearance was a sign they could fill the gaps in the specific skills we distinctly lack. The vault was a test of skill and told a story in parallel of the great Elderwick Grey's finest exploits. Within the vault itself, we faced further puzzles, traps, and danger, undead creatures to punish us for our failures, and a monstrosity formed from the very gold and coin that lay within the deepest chamber. We were sure to leave Eunan with gold to make the necessary arrangement for Elderwick's passing, as well as enough for himself. The rest was split between ourselves and the gang of which we had entered a contract in exchange for their aid. The true success was the finding of the sword that Tem sought, as well as a piece of armor that belonged to the tribe of Dutch's people. Rufus, Richter, and Zook left to meet Celeste, as promised, for an evening rubbing elbows with nobles of Xanthar, whilst myself and Dutch retired to the ephemeral wing. Before leaving Elderwick's estate, I reiterated to Eunan that he would always be welcome to join myself and my companions, and to come to Ingmiri if he so wished. The peace of mind that came from the reconciliation gained with Dylan's father, and hope of a potential friendship with his half-brother, Eunan, was short-lived. Any notion that our time in the capital would be without strife came crumbling down upon finding the butchered corpses within our chambers. The bloodied bodies of the Cardinal of the Lunar Gate and our supposed ward, Resquire Kelsier, lay strewn lifelessly with a note addressed to Dutch, informing us of Celeste's capture and what we must do for her safe return. The procuring of an item called the Cubic Gate, located within the estate of the Midnight Mercers. The note bursting into flame once its words were read. Despite our dire and incriminating situation, we acted swiftly, knowing the bodies must be disposed of. If our companions found us, they would be dragged into our arduous position, and if we're discovered by any who might go running to the guard, the Lunar Mother herself would not stay the judgment of Xanthar's enforcers. We began the messy work, believing time on our side, but the blood had soaked deep into the luxurious carpets of our lodgings, and we had not the tools to cleanse the gore. While searching the rest of the building for spirits and towels that might aid us, our companions returned early, as I had feared. The absence of Celeste, surely a sign that not is all as it should be. Worse still, they were not alone. Another figure accompanied them, followed by the cruel constructs known as Inquisitors. I wasted no time. Believing myself to have slipped away unnoticed, I made my way back to our rooms and attempted to set a blaze in order to burn away what blood still remained. However, the flames did not catch as immediately as I'd hoped. I only managed to slip out of the window, closing it as the door opened behind me. Our efforts were not enough. The gore and now the fire, coupled with my absence, were incriminating enough. Escaping the ward was now the only option. I only hoped my friends knew a little enough of the truth in order to clear their names. Nonetheless, I wouldn't leave without Dutch. Scaling the wall down to the ground, I waited, hoping he'd find his way out. And by some miracle, I gained a bead on him through the wall within the inn. Moving slowly, but not carefully enough. Gaining on him, I sensed the unnerving movement of an Inquisitor. Quickly pulling out a piece of copper wire, I pressed it to my throat. Containing my urge to shout, I warned him of the encroaching danger. At first, I only heard the muffled impacts of his pace increasing to a run. Then there was an explosion of splintered wood where the door once was, followed by Dutch in full sprint, launching himself over the wall into the canal below. Behind him followed the levitating shape of an Inquisitor that just as quickly threw itself over the wall. A few moments passed before a blast of steam and heat erupted from below, then a splash of something impacting the water. Not waiting any longer, I carefully began to scale the wall down to the water, trusting I could pass the Inquisitor unseen. I made it halfway before I lost my footing and began to fall towards the gloom below. Turning my fall into a dive, I plunged into the depths. Relieved, I sensed Dutch but a small way off below the water, swimming with the currents downstream. Dutch and I both knew we had few options. Perhaps our friends would be safe, but more likely they would be seen as guilty by association. We can hope they have some time before we come up with some semblance of a plan. Regardless, we're without allies in a vast city, most likely being hunted down. The last thing we would have done upon returning to our old home now seems like our only way to get ourselves out of this mess. At least some of the dock rats might still consider us friends. Let's hope Randala hears us out before she has us killed.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice.
If you don't have one, you may have an inspiration point.
Thank you very much.
So, with that, we'll pick up from, as the party is currently split across the great metropolis of Xanthar. We'll start with the brothers. Dylan and Dutch, you made your way through the sewers in the West Dock ward, back towards your previous hideout lair as part of the Dock Rat criminal gang that you grew up in so long ago now, it seems. Heading through a winding maze of dank and wet, slick sewer passageways. You followed the small amount of trail that you remembered from your times back here, occasionally seeing etchings, symbols, glyphs into the walls in Thieves' Cant, leading people astray, but recognizing them, you pushed on and eventually made your way to a dead end in the sewer where, Dylan, you sensed someone standing in the shadows. They revealed themselves to you, and you recognized them as Numbers, the sort of holy man and priest of the Dock Rats, standing a guard on the outside of this kind of a barred doorway. A few sort of friendly words and unfriendly words were spoken, but you managed to kind of persuade your way back in, saying that the lady would want to speak to you, seeing as you've come all this way, come back to her. after all this time. And so yourself, along with Ganon, the kind of thuggish, brutish guy, allowed you entrance into the Dockrat's sanctum, a kind of large spherical sewer central kind of chamber, water running around in pools and little small streams and canals, pouring down, not dirty but seemingly clean water, if a little bit salty. You are immediately reminded, being back in these sewers, of your time in the Varamark, making your way through those sewers, and the differences between sewers in a grand metropolis of the Empire of the Moon, and the kind of dank, salty, broken old sewers, potentially just as old, but somehow more oppressive and mysterious with the ones in the Varamark. You delved down deep and faced crabtrocities and all sorts of things down in the darkness there, where the sea met the sewerways. But there's something almost homely about the sewers here in Xanthar. But yet you have that unease, that horrible butterfly feeling, not of excitement, but of nervous sickness in your stomach, returning and seeing old friends or old family you haven't seen in a long time. You don't know what it's like, Dutch, but it almost feels like returning back to a disappointed mother. That's the kind of feeling that, although you don't connect that, having not known your mother.
Yeah.
If there ever was that kind of feeling, that's the kind of feeling that you have now. You know that there's going to be some kind of retribution or scorning or something, but you don't know what. And you made your way, being escorted by Ganon and numbers, through the Dockrat's hideout to Randala Aguirre's quarters. Rapping on the door, there was a soft but piercing voice that allowed you entrance. And standing over a large, exquisite-looking kind of writing desk, papers and various documents, inkwells, scrolls, a couple daggers, a half finished, half a full bottle of some kind of mahogany wine, uncorked, a large goblet sitting on the table, jewel encrusted. You saw before you your old boss, head of the Dockrats, Randala herself. A very attractive older woman, dark hair, pulled back, I would say, into a tight bun, like really scraped hard back. Human, but almost with angular kind of elf-like features. Although there isn't definitely no elven blood, there's almost a kind of sharpness and there's a dangerous look to her. She doesn't even glance up, but addresses you both, saying, "Thor, you dare come back and show your faces here? Well, this better be good. What have you to say for yourselves?" And her eyes now glance up, catching both of you as you walk in and taking you in. There's not even a hint of reaction that you look, drastically different. Obviously, Dylan, you look a lot changed since last you were here. And Dutch, I imagine actually you do look quite changed, because for an orc, this year or 2 years since you were last here has aged you. You age a lot faster, so I imagine you look older, also more weary, battle hardened. You've been up to the peaks. Eye missing, no patch to cover the socket. It's always kind of like crusted and scarred over. But in fact, quick side note. You would feel at the moment that the last time that your eye began to bleed in your rage was quite a long time ago, and since it has begun to kind of finally start to scar over, rather than being this kind of wound that would never heal. Yeah, she eyes up at both of you, holding your gaze in turn, expecting an answer.
Believe me, I believe I'm still my lycanthrope.
Yes, you are. You would be. You did it. You did it again. Yeah.
Believe me, I don't think either of us planned to come back here. But I suppose it was inevitable.
I was just going to say that we really missed you.
Choose your words wisely, for I have little patience for deserters and fools, Grey brothers.
There's no easy way to put it. But we come here looking for help.
She kind of leans back slightly, chuckling. It doesn't put you at ease. It's not a relaxed laugh. And it immediately cuts off. As you know, reputation is everything here, boys. You come back here, you want my help after what you have done. She looks towards you, Dutch. After all that I have done for both of you. Given you lives here. Protected you. And your mother. She looks towards you, Dylan. Gave you a home, a family. A family here. And you repay me. Looking towards you, Dutch, she just shakes her head. And now you return here. You come back, you are
I understand that we've wronged you. And we would not be so foolish as to ask for something for free. But we have no other option. And I'm sure we can repay it to you. We have learnt and changed a great deal since we've last met.
She just spins a coin. It's a platinum piece just over and over in her hands, meticulously, just kind of combing it through her fingers. Her kind of like leather, dark purple gloves, making that kind of tensing, clawing sound. Give me three reasons why I should not have your tongues cut from your mouths and limbs lopped from your bodies and thrown into the tunnels to slowly be eaten by the rats that we share our homes with.
We were framed for murdering the Cardinal of the Lunar Gate by Eldama, so it's actually her fault that we're here anyway.
And we have gold enough to repay you whatever was taken when we left Xanthar. Third of all,
we are family. If you said it.
Third of all,
do not point at me.
I do not believe you have anyone in your service now with the skills, the level of skill that me and my brother have now. We could help you, Randala. Like it or not, we were trapped here, and leaving has only made us stronger. And finally, If you want to take us, if you want to kill us, we will not go quietly.
Oh no, you won't succeed in that. That's not a threat. That's just a fact. Gannon, big guy, I'll pop his head like a fucking watermelon.
You can see the door behind you is still slightly ajar, and you just, as you kind of turn, you catch sight of Numbers and Gannon kind of like looking in, and they immediately, like they both look like those guys are fucked, and they just step back and sort of away. She leans across the table slowly and reaches over, taking her goblet. You back up a little. Takes a long draught from her goblet, placing it back down. You will repay me, that is for certain. But it was not just monetary worth that we lost as an organization. It was our reputation, Dutch. It has been hard cleaning up after your mess. It is me that it comes back to. You are my boys, or you were my boys. And therefore it is my responsibility when you go missing. It falls on me. And I must shoulder the blame of your mistakes.
Dutch is just gonna hang his head and just take it all in.
And you come here, and you talk of how powerful you have become, and you do not even apologize. I am not angry. No. I am just very, very disappointed. She walks across. You can see her like simmering. She walks over to the bookshelf and the cabinet, opens it up, takes 2 more glasses out, comes back to the desk, places both glasses down, and pours you both a tall glass from the same bottle that she was drinking.
We left Xanthar City, 2 green boys. And it's taken these, 2 years to realize. Of course, we had a family here. Dysfunctional. But it was a family. And we come to you humbly to repair that relationship. We would see the dock rats rise from the ashes if you will let us help.
What's the old saying? Dutch is going to pull down part of his jerkin to show the large dock rat tattoo. It's in the wood for good.
Roll me both a persuasion separately. Oh, he's doing an open one.
Oh, fuck. Can you see it?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Just pull it.
Where's the camera there?
Actually, I'm going to use inspiration to
Nice.
reroll.
Sure.
It's an 18
Sure.
plus.
No explanation needed. I think it's a tense enough moment to watch.
That's worse.
Oh no.
I got a 19.
19 and Dylan.
An unnatural 0.
Okay. She pushes both glasses over to you. Takes a long sip of hers, refills it. Well, say you will repay.
More than repay.
And how do you propose you repay me for not only the business that I have lost, the monetary worth that we as a business has lost, but also the reputation?
What is it, Randala, that you desire at this very moment? The most in the world. Within reason, of course. Something tangible.
She sort of sighs, a deep sigh, and shakes her head. I just want an easy life. An easy life. To live out my days and get old.
Come live with us in Ingmiri.
But also, I want power. And I have responsibilities.
So if you want power, what if we got Eldama arrested for what she did? She's out the fucking picture. We haven't even killed her. Nah. She fucking started it, and she's a cunt. I mean, no, she's a bitch. She's a dickhead.
She is of course a cunt, and she raises her glass, taking another swig. Your drinks are just sitting untouched, I assume. Then, unless you're.
Oh, I'm gonna drink it.
Yep.
That's why I was drinking my coffee. I was like, Dutch drink. I drink.
Well, I have a few ideas. Money obviously would be very, very useful. But you talk of your power, your new skills. You have changed somewhat, my boys. Why not put it to the test?
Get an Inquisitor. No. Maybe. No.
As you take your swig, Dylan, with your high enough passive perception,
Yeah.
something fizzes as it goes down. Something just
Oh, you fucker!
doesn't feel right.
Dutch.
And I'd like you both to roll Constitution saving throws for me, please.
Fuck.
Dutch roll a con save.
She gone poisoned you.
Oh, thank fuck. Now I get to pop her face. Oh, shit, son. Plus 8, so 14.
Oh.
5 plus 3. Yeah, I've only got a 14.
And
11.
Dylan, an 11.
I did say I didn't necessarily say I drink it, but that's fine. Dutch was like, "Yeah, I drank it."
You both, as you realise this, Dylan, you kind of cough a little, reaching maybe for your blade. She just shakes her head at you, and a fuzziness washes over both of you. You feel your vision slowly begin to kind of fade as you both pass out unconscious. We are going to move.
What does passing out unconscious mean in game? Like rules wise?
You're prone.
You done fucked it.
It's specific. Don't worry.
It's not hitting 0 hit points.
No.
Okay.
Flipping over to another very tense situation. Zook, Ruthus, and Richter, you find yourselves in somewhere deep down within the Tower of Questions, within the city of Xanthar, the Spire of Questions, sorry, locked in this. It's essentially quite a plain-looking cell, but it has some furniture within it, almost like it's been dressed up, just to remind you, slightly dressed up to look like an office. But it's clearly not. You noticed you found a few fingernails and dried blood in the cracks of the masonry and the kind of flagstone floor. The door, which was slammed shut, is a large, dark, kind of brass door. No handle on your side, but there is what looks to be some kind of sliding window panel that would slide on the other side, which is barred on your side. You stand in this room, having realized that I think you tried to cast a spell, or Richter did. He tried to cast something. I remember someone tried to cast a spell. Can't remember exactly whom, but it was blocked. It fizzled out upon attempt. And Zook, you rolled a pretty high perception check and noticed there are glyphs that line the room in various places, kind of along the top edge corner, as well as in some other kind of choice places. What are you doing as you stand there? The temperature is kind of slightly warm. It's still. It doesn't feel like there's any air traveling in or out of the room.
Rufus kind of looks back towards the door and walks over to it, and he's kind of shouting, starts to shout, trying to get someone's attention. Wendelin, you get back here! You can't keep us here. I thought we were here to talk. We can answer any questions.
Rufus.
I just want to find Celeste and.
Rufus, I don't think he's coming back. I hate to say it.
Turns around to face Zook and looks down at the floor and back up at Zook and Richter again, and realization floods his face.
We're in.
Oh, my friends, I'm sorry. I led us straight here.
We all chose to come here, Rufus.
And then
Not really.
An angry expression then appears on Rufus's face. How dare he? I trusted him. He's the leader of justice. No? How could he treat another dignitary like this?
There's a sudden tremor in the ground, and bits of kind of sand or dust kind of trickle from the ceiling down, kind of hitting on you. As the room begins to kind of shake and wobble, I'd like you, all three of you, to make strength saving throws to sort of hold on to something.
Zook's dead.
Oh no.
Zook, you are floating, so I will say that you are unaffected by this, as you're touching the floor.
Interesting.
I got a 60.
Why
16,
wouldn't they take
Richter,
the druid's fucking
very good.
icon?
Both you and Richter
Told you
grab
to take
the
the druid's
wall
tree.
or a piece of furniture and steady yourself as the whole room begins to almost like shake and reverberate, like a giant earthquake is ripping through the ground, and you hear stone grinding on stone, this kind of noise.
What is this?
It's so loud you can't even hear Rufus talking. Hey!
Hey! Just in time.
Just in time. So
Fuck yeah, boy.
I'm gonna have to move everyone around really
Background.
quick. I'm gonna move everyone around just so we can get his beautiful face involved.
Oh, you just made my fucking evening.
Oh, is that GoldenEye?
No, I might have spent an extra 40 seconds trying to find the office from Devil's Advocate that the devil uses. Seemed appropriate.
Amazing.
Worth every second.
Oh, you
Yeah.
fucking dick.
Let me can take off that, and I've got to move. So that's my.
So
Me and Dylan have just been roofied, by the way.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. Good for us.
Nice. A bit of GBH, and we're not talking about grievous bodily harm this time.
Randala Aguirre.
Grievous butt harm.
Wait, did you say Randall Aguirre?
Randala Aguirre.
What the fuck?
You remember? Their old boss is Randala. Do you not remember that?
I do not remember that. Wow. Okay.
That's
The legacy lives on.
That's a couple years
Gee,
old.
those Aguirres just don't stop fucking, huh?
Like rabbits, man. You know, they got that swishy mustache going.
They've got Genghis energy.
Oh,
I watched
Richter,
the name
Chris says hello.
mentioned last session, and it just went straight.
Chris
Ada was
says
just
hello
like,
in the chat.
Oh, hello, Chris. How are you? Are you good? I love you. I love you.
Right, Aiden, you're in.
I love
So, just to quickly catch you up, we just did a Dylan and Dutch bit where they've gone and saw their old boss Randala, and they had some wine and were poisoned and fell unconscious. And now we've switched over to you guys. Literally just started. Rufus, you're in that room. There's just furniture about. You tried casting a spell and it got countered somehow. It was blocked. Zook noticed these glyphs. It's kind of stale air, warm. There's a big dark brass kind of door that doesn't have a handle on it. And Rufus just started saying how he was really sorry that he brought you here. And then Rufus starts getting really angry and shouting. And suddenly a tremor shakes through the room. I rolled a strength save for you. You did really well. You held onto the wall as the ground began to kind of like shake. The whole room shaking, dust hitting the top of your head.
Sinkhole.
As you heard this, the noise is immense of grinding stone on stone. This kind of noise that lasts about 30 seconds or so. You grip on Zook floating. You feel yourself slightly moving, like to the side, as the room feels like it's moving. You kind of float slowly to one edge, hitting the wall.
We can feel the inertia.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there any way I could figure out if we were heading north, east, west, south?
You can roll me a survival check or an investigation check.
I'll do survival, which is a 14.
You're heading on a curve, it feels. And the curve is headed... It would be heading northwest.
Okay.
What is this treachery? I thought this was just a tower.
It's moving. It's definitely moving.
The noise cuts off and it suddenly kind of jolts to a stop. You kind of tumble a bit but manage to catch yourself bracing. And all is silent again.
Structures move a lot more smoothly in the astral plane.
How could a tower move?
Well, I mean, Gith might... I mean, it could be the Gith. I mean, those are the last people I saw dragging a large piece of masonry, but I'd be surprised.
That's got to be something more. Do you think we've moved within the tower? Is he trying to disorient us? Make us lose our way if we do get out?
Oh, my friends, I've been such a fool. How could I have led us here? I'm sorry. I was naive.
Rufus,
It's clear that Gwendolyn is not to be trusted.
Well, we know that now. But he hasn't just trapped any old, dock worker, any old fisherman. disgruntled tavern worker. We're the Gypsies of Fortune. You don't just cage us that easily. Now, we need to start thinking. These cells are obviously designed to keep people in, but obviously powerful people, by the looks of the glyphs, there's some kind of anti-magic field. We can figure out a way of getting out of this cell, possibly without magic. Well, maybe then we can work from there. Can I?
And there's nothing you can do about these glyphs. Nodding towards the
I have
runes.
a feeling. I have a feeling I can try.
Be they carved or painted?
Are they carved or painted or both?
Inspecting them, they look to be carved. You can see there is like metal banding where they are etched meticulously into this kind of metal band that traces the room. There are certain bits where the band kind of comes down and traces across part of the wall.
Okay.
Can we not just deface them?
Let me try something first. I'm kind of gonna rub my hand along the band, inspecting the runes, and then slowly start moving the tree leaves across as they scatter about it and burst to little green sparks along the tree. And I'll start chanting and trying to cast Dispel Magic. Just try a third level one.
Okay. So check something real quick. Yeah. You begin casting your magics, and you thrust it towards these metal bands, and the natural magic kind of rushes forth. You feel it like you are about to cast the spell, but there's almost like a reverberation, like a whoosh sort of reverberation from the glyphs as some of them begin to light up in the section that you've aimed at, and your spell fizzles out. And you watch as it begins to fizzle out at the end of your hand. It starts sparking and rapidly kind of makes its way up your arm. And you take...
Oh, God.
What was the level of the spell?
Third.
3.
Oh, first, absolutely first.
Good, I didn't do it. Ninth level.
2 1s and a 6. So you take 8 points of force damage as this kind of shockwave hits back at you, kind of sparking the air almost like kind of whoosh, and you are thrown back, hitting the back wall, but still kind of floating.
How high up are they?
It's only about 10 feet. The ceiling's not very high. It's just a small room.
And I give you a lift.
As soon as that happens and Zook gets flown back against the wall, Rufus shouts, "Zook! Enough of this. I've had enough of magic for one day." And he's going to use a bonus action and turn into a giant.
Okay, I get in the corner.
So interesting. The turning into a giant isn't a spell, right?
No.
It's a magical ability.
It's just an ability, yeah.
Feral mutagen.
Well, it is magic because it comes from your like rune, right? Regardless, you turn into a giant. Yes. It is not dispelled.
And in a rage, Rufus gets out the sunblade, ignites it, and he's gonna jam it into like where the runes are and try and just pry off and try and bend the metal bands.
You take up now about half the room. You just become this giant Rufus. The sunblade ignites and it's like beaming. It's brightening the room, and you just I'd like you to make me a
death save.
I'd like you to make me just a straight athletics to like pry your attempt of prying them off.
So we weren't disarmed.
No. He led you here with all your belongings. Confident.
That's a 28.
A 28.
Oh.
You slam the sunblade into one of these, and as it touches, there's a loud kind of cracking noise. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oof.
As a giant.
A 10.
Giant.
You take
Oh no. Not like this.
Not like this.
21
This isn't the way I go.
21 points of force damage as Ruthus is not just flung back at the opposite wall. It's like a crack of thunder as this kind of like this boom force damage just slams. It's like wigging. He just whashes into the other wall. You like hit the back wall, dropping the sunblade, tumbling to the ground. Richter, just roll me a quick d20.
Yeah. A giant just flew across a very small room.
fuck's sake. If you get splatted like an overripe banana, I'm going to be upset.
What'd you
Rolled
get?
as a 5.
That
5.
was the luck check, so you were in the way. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. I
Oh,
didn't want to
boy.
say you were in the way without
Oh boy.
giving you some kind of...
Oh, 6 down to 4.
You are
Oh,
smashed into by Ruthus. You take
banana pancakes.
3 points of bludgeoning damage. It was not
Oh,
a
alright.
very good roll.
Okay.
As he clips the side of you, as he kind of like is flung backwards, you also begin spinning and topple to the ground. Zook lying in
Okay.
the opposite corner, breathing heavy.
Well, we've tried magic. And we've tried force. Let's try diplomacy. I knock on the door.
Bang on the door. Interestingly, you'd imagine it to echo quite loudly, which it does to an extent, but also not. It thuds like you're hitting a wall.
Oh.
Okay.
Rufus shrinks back down to normal size.
A valiant effort, Lord Mayor. I
Curse
sympathize.
this! I shall not be imprisoned here. What even happened to Dylan and Dutch?
I am worried. I do not know where they could be. I certainly hope they weren't hurt in the fire.
They
I think we must ask ourselves why we are here. What does Wendelin have to gain by keeping us here?
We have done a great service for the Empire in producing their heir and safeguarding its passage, and also saving the life of its mother. Wendelin's actions against us may be independent. I have the impression that Wendelin is powerful in this society. Perhaps he operates independently of the ruling hierarchy. He might have some personal vendetta against us, or, well, the servants of Oshgar are everywhere. It could always be the hands of that silver-laden prick.
Celeste is a guest, is a dignitary of renown for the Empire. She was chosen by Saloon. Wendelin knows that we too are powerful individually and as a group, and if we were ready to aid, to find her, no matter what, why would he put us here?
It stinks.
I think he has an ulterior motive. He wouldn't put us here if we could help. And as I see it, well, perhaps he's just got some vendetta against Waylon, and we're the closest connection to that silly old elf that he's seen in a long time.
I think we need to question who put the Cardinal in our room.
This is on my mind as well. Wendelin seemed rather at home in that setting. I've no doubt he's seen many terrible things in his career, but it was all rather perfect, wasn't it? It all just came together quite well for him, if his goal was to imprison us.
What was trying to think back to when we were in the room, discovering the scene? What was Wendelin's reaction? He didn't even see the body, but he looked at the blood and was like, "This is the blood of the cardinal."
There was no body. There was
No, he touched the blood and he did something and knew somehow that it was the cardinal's blood. He also standing in the room while the flames were licking up the wall, he cast a spell. My assumption was that it was locate creature and that perhaps he was looking for Celeste, but I don't know that. He just stood in the room and
you can roll me a very high DC Arcana check to try
Okay.
and figure out from memory if you know that spell.
Hell.
Zook, you've still got advantage on Arcana checks.
I did not succeed.
Zook didn't see him cast the spell though, Richter did.
No.
And Richter thinks back and rolls a 3, so he certainly does not remember.
Nope, you certainly don't. How all I will say, because you would just know this, is that it was familiar. There was a familiarity to the like
rituals.
Yeah, the hand gestures, the
semantics.
the somatic kind of gestures.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Can I assess the door again? Like,
Yeah.
is there we can't see out of it or anything?
No,
like that?
it's like a large, like dark brass, thick-looking door. It looks to be, there aren't just big kind of hinges on the side. It looks to be set somehow, cast into the stone, but it would swing. There are, what appears to be hinges. It did open and shut like a door. It didn't come up and down. There is no window, but there are metal bars like about this big in the very kind of top center, so above you because you're a gnome, that would be, would go straight through, but there's almost like another metal plate behind. You would imagine, having known kind of prisons and cells, that could be slid to the side from the other side.
Yeah. Is there any way to slide it from the inside, like reaching through?
You could try and do this with your fingers.
I will give you a lift.
Sure. Make me a dexterity check, just a straight dex. It's kind of fiddly having to pull your fingers across.
14.
There's no purchase on this side. It's you're scraping your fingers trying to kind of get grip, but it's smooth. It's smooth metal and it's not sliding across easily. It could be
Richter.
bolted from the other side. You don't know.
Oh, okay, never mind. Won't do that. When we entered the room with Waylon, did you say that there was a desk in this room?
There is. There's furniture. There's a desk. There's some chairs. Some of the chairs are smashed from Rufus flying across the room. There's a small table. There isn't really any. There was some cups and some what looked to be like it was dressed up to look like vaguely a habitable room, but clearly is a cell.
Any drawers on the desk?
Yeah, there's a couple drawers.
I'm gonna check those out.
Pulling open the drawers,
Acid!
you find some kind of old sheets of paper that are kind of a bit going a bit furry. They're almost not untreated and getting a bit gross. There's also what look to be a couple of kind of metal hooked, barbed kind of instruments of some kind. And then you notice one of them looks unclean and has some gristle still attached to one of the ends.
I would like to pocket those.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, get those out of the way.
Throughout the room, looking about, there is you can collect them all kind of together to get a torturer's kit if you wish.
Yes, we may as well. I believe one of our more roguish friends might have a use for this in the future.
A very well used torturer's kit
Oh,
can be scavenged from the room. Yeah.
This is us now.
It's terrible workmanship. They haven't cleaned their tools after use.
Terrible. You tell him.
You go ahead.
You tell him.
I'd like to do a very thorough scour of the walls. I am literally looking at every little brick going around the entire chamber, and the ceiling and the floor.
Make me an investigation check.
It's an 8.
You scour around, but you don't find anything particularly of use. As you come close to the metal bands of the kind of arcane glyphs, you can feel them kind of almost humming with a slight magical kind of like aura, but they don't seem to affect you as you pass them or get near them. The only thing, even with an 8, the thing that you do find is set into one of the walls, right in the center. There's a circular, like metal disc set into one side.
Okay. Does it have any writing on it? It's just literally a slab of metal.
It's like a circular metal. It's slightly embedded in the wall, like it's back maybe an inch or so. And the metal looks kind of spiraled, like it's not one whole piece, but maybe many pieces kind of spiraled. It's odd to you, especially. It just looks totally bizarre.
Can I poke it?
Ting ting. It's metal.
Okay. What do you think this is?
That is rather bizarre. Do you think it... Well, we've already found implements of violence in this room. Do you think it could be part of one of those? Perhaps a post?
Where is it, like, in relation to, like, the rest of the room?
It's on the wall to the right of the door. It's on just in the center of that wall. So it's not on the same wall as the door. It's on the... Oh, it'd be... Yeah, it's on the opposite side. So it's opposite the door. So you come in and it would be right there.
I have a slightly bit of a tangent question.
Yeah.
I know that the range is 30 feet, but do you need to be able to see the thing you're trying to touch with Mage Hand, or can it be in a familiar place that you remember?
Let's have a look. Spectral Hand, you choose a point within range. Lasts for a duration. Hand vanishes. You control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate an object, unlock a door. So the hand doesn't have vision of its own, but it's essentially an extension of your own body. So you could make the hand, for example, go around the corner, but you wouldn't know where it was or what it was doing.
Yeah.
If you looked around the corner, saw there was a goblin standing right there with keys dangling, and then you went back, sent your hand round and tried to remember, it would probably result in you being able to do it, but as if you weren't looking, so you probably have disadvantage or something.
So the question I had was, like, does the Mage Hand give you, like, feedback on touch? If you touch a surface,
no, it doesn't have any sort of translation from you to it. It's not. You can't feel what it feels, unfortunately.
Okay, last question. As we were entering the cell, did Richter remember what the door looked like on the other side?
Yeah, you guys were keeping quite close attention to things. You were trying to remember your way. So I would say yes, there is what looked to be a big handle. There also looked to be like a metal plate that had a kind of hinge on the edge that could be slid, not hinge like a handle. That's kind of all you remember.
Okay. Using Richter's inherent psionic abilities as a Githyanki, he would like to try and see if he can manipulate the handle on the other side of the door.
So you can kind of, because you can. The hand appears at a point you choose within range. You don't have to see. You begin summoning your hand, and you hear a. It is a spell, and it is.
I wondered if because it was like a racial trait, if it would get through that, but I guess not.
It's technically a spell.
Room's fucking racist against it.
You don't.
I'm
However,
really mad
you don't
about
take
it.
any damage. It's a cantrip.
Okay.
It's a level 0 spell.
Okay, that's making sense now. All right. Okay, what's the most violent cantrips we've got on hand, boys? Okay, should I blast it?
Is there any objects? I guess I could use sword. Can I put the sword in between the bars of the door and just try and like hammer off the flap, the sliding thing?
So like smash it out into the hallway beyond.
Yeah, like smash it open. Yeah.
Make me an attack roll.
Oh, a 13.
You stab it with force, missing the bars but hitting the back plate, which is what you intended. So roll for damage.
Oh, okay. Where is it? There it is.
See, I'm worried that hole's on the tree and you're about to go in someone's ass.
The 17 damage.
You pierce this piece of metal, and you feel the edge of the sunblade kind of dent in as you pull it back. The metal has kind of like dented a bit, but it hasn't broken off. You can keep going at it.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, rather than making you roll, I'll say 10 minutes or so go by. If you get really hot, get sweaty, you're just like stabbing and stabbing and stabbing away at the metal, and eventually you pierce through it. It doesn't give and fall off, but you pierce through, and as you pull after this 10 minutes, your sunblade back, crumbled bit of stone and masonry comes through the hole which you have made. There appears to be a stone wall behind the door.
This truly is a shifting building.
At this point, there's a kind of sucking pop noise, like a... And for a moment, the air in the room kind of like your ears pop as the air is almost kind of pushed slightly. And right in the center of the room, as you spin round and see a glyph flashes right in the center, and what appears to be a jug, some plates of food, some gross-looking kind of like meal on a plate apparates in the center of the room, and the glyph fades, and your ears kind of like, eventually adjust.
The hospitality of elves.
That dinner. That's like, oh no, wait.
No, it is an insult.
I'm going to tell everyone to stand back as I turn to the weird plate, the metal plate on the wall, and I'm gonna tense and release my muscles and turn into a fire elemental again.
Okay.
Would I have enough room to do that without burning the others?
Yeah, the room's about 15 feet by 15 feet.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to
I will
concentrate.
say, as you turn into a fire elemental, there is no air coming in or out of this room, and it is almost immediately like a fucking oven. It is so incredibly hot just from the vicinity. You're near the fire elemental. It's hot. It's like a bonfire being in the room, but you're stuck in this room and there's no ventilation at all. It immediately becomes stiflingly hot, and the air essentially begins to leave the room. The oxygen is eaten up by the fire, and within about 10 seconds or so, you both of you, Richter and Rufus, it's getting harder and harder to breathe.
Richter doesn't notice that problem.
Oh, you don't.
But he does notice that Rufus is having issues there.
Yes.
I feel like that's the kind of thing you don't realise, and Rufus is just sort of getting like sleepy and just.
You were right.
It's only been a sec, but Zook, you bursted. What are you doing?
and I'm just focusing. I'm going to curl up into a ball and focusing my form because I can squeeze it down. I'd like to concentrate the flame into a small area and put it as far into the metal plate as I can to see if it expands or pops anything. Or maybe even turns molten. I don't know how hot I can get it.
You turning into fire, forced yourself forwards. Your flame elemental form is severely diminished. Where's Ember, by the way?
Cinder.
Cinder. He's with
always
you.
on me.
Yeah, he is also struggling to kind of hold a sufficient form. The air is restricting the amount, but because it's a fire elemental, you're producing this flame almost kind of like magically. You're just getting no benefits of like it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like something is kind of suppressing it, but the flames are still able to kind of exist. Make me one of the slam attacks. Is it the like flame sort of attack?
Yeah. Okay. That's a 16.
You slam your tiny form down, piercing towards this kind of metal plate. Roll for me some damage.
8 points of fire damage.
Pulling back and away from it, you can see that it has indeed been singed, the metal, but it looks to be hardy metal. It's not melting or really being that damaged by 8 points of damage.
I'll turn back. All right, actually, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Zook's frustrated. This is not his environment that he likes being in.
Okay. You begin kind of like the same as what Rufus just did, but you continue just to beat at this, like, you're like, I imagine you're going big and then go like almost like a little laser, kind of like jamming down. I'd like both of you, Rufus and Richter, to roll me Constitution saving throws. Richter, you can have advantage as the breathing part of this isn't affecting you, but the heat is.
The heat is diminished. I have resistance. I have resistance.
In which case, you don't need to roll.
Richter's chilling. I'm vibing.
Yeah,
straight vibing.
You're totally fine.
Doesn't get why, but it's happening.
I got a 16.
Even with this heat, and in your armor, and you know the breath is kind of like beginning to get very thin. The air is thin in here. You're a hardy individual, Rufus Suncrest, and you push through. And after the 10 minutes, you pull back, and you can see there is a hole, maybe about the size of a grape, that you've burnt through, and you can feel cool air rushing in.
Ooh. Yeah,
interesting.
Let Cinder get a breath of that.
And we will head over to the other boys.
Ooh.
Oh, that could be a game changer.
I like this room escape stuff. That's fun.
Yeah.
Escape room, D&D style.
Basically, there's many secrets. So. Roll me Constitution saving throws again, please.
Come on, don't fuck me. Oh, you... I rolled above a 10.
You got first.
10?
5.
A 5.
8 plus 7, 15.
A 15. Dutch. You begin slowly waking up, groggy. Oh, you haven't slept well. You haven't slept well at all. And then you remember where you were and where you fell asleep.
Ah!
Your sort of mum has tricked you somewhat, and you push yourself up from the ground. It's wet and damp and sticky and cold and
Wet, damp, and sticky.
And looking around, you find yourself in a very dimly lit sewerway. A kind of like circular chamber similar to that of the kind of center of the dock rat's hideout, but taller, thinner, and danker. It stinks down here. You have all your belongings, and you look to your side, and you can see your brother lying on his back, unconscious, mouth open, breathing.
I kick some of the water on his face to wake him up.
Some of it goes in his mouth. He's unconscious. It goes in his mouth, and he starts choking.
Oh, I just fucking choke him. Fucking wake up, you daft dog cunt!
Roll me a D4, please.
Can we not make this?
No, not you, Dylan. Roll me a D4.
Oh. A D4.
Yes, please.
How many gallons of shit water did you swallow?
Why a 4?
A 4. That is how many rounds it will be until you wake up. I would like you both to roll initiative.
Knife fight.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Fine. Blue.
All right,
Lighter
Dutch is an
blue.
escort mission.
Darker blue, sorry. You get another go. Don't
Oh,
fuck
man.
me. Fuck you!
Oh, the rolls today.
Throw that dice through your window. You're gonna wake up to rats nibbling on your nose.
Oh, dude.
You know what? We're gonna have a short break there, so I can just fully get the icons I want.
I need a cup of tea.
Get yourself a brew.
Oh, I shouldn't be
That's a
hammering the
good
door.
cliffhanger week. Things are going to get interesting. Chris said he'd never predict right, and then he said he's going to. Mike wanted him to try and predict. He said some kind of deep pit and a golem, like a Snarlack pit. Well, Chris, it seems like you predicted pretty much accurately.
Yeah. Oh, it's so Star Wars. I love it.
The prize goes to you, and it's my really moldy D20 that's full of like grease and metal dust from when I used to practice the thing.
You're both.
Actually, quick question. Short rest?
No.
For abilities? No.
Got to ask.
Well, yeah.
I'm
Always worth
so
asking.
fucked. Even I'm probably better off just being unconscious, to be honest. Good luck, Dutch. Good luck, mate. I believe in you.
You wake up upside down in a ice cave in Hoth with a Yeti near you.
Wait.
You've got a mage hand.
No, I'm out. I'm totally tapped. I have no spells. I have no hybrid transformation. I have no weapons. I have no weapons. I have no claw weapons because I have no hybrid transformation.
You
That's
have
it.
your
I've got-
stuff with you. You've got your bow.
Do I have my bow?
It hasn't been taken from you.
They took it from us when we entered. They took all our weapons from us.
They very much did. You're unconscious, but Dutch would notice that your weapons have been returned to you. She wanted
Gonna
to
say, this is-
test your skill.
I mean,
This
at
is
least
what you
at
make.
least you didn't just kill us. And waking up and it's just like, oh, my arm's tingling. My arm's gone.
She's like, shit, he's awake. He's awake. Stab. And you just wake up for a brief moment, like, no.
TPK.
That is the worst player kill.
You didn't even say you drank the wine, and I've killed you now. My plans have come to fruition. Go for a break. I'm gonna set these things
right.
up.
Okay, go
back
for
in
a
two.
wee and stuff.
See you shortly.
While we're on a break, happy to answer some questions. I'll put the
In the
nice
chat.
music on.
Are we staying in the
Questions
chat?
from the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those-
I'm gonna stay on because I've got to do some bits. But
yeah. We can do. Tash, if you want to mute yourself, we can do questions if you want. that's-
yeah.
That's contrasting.
Tashi's going to
Yeah.
ask, after tonight, I need to speak to you about something because I lost a bit of paper, which is kind of important.
Okay.
I think I left it on Emily's desk and she thought it was rubbish and threw it away.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Why don't you message me with what it was?
So Chris, you're the only one in the chat. What do you want to? What questions do you have for us today?
What do you want to know?
Yeah, personal questions, deeply personal. I'll be happy to answer them in character. That's it. He's laughing. Yeah. So who's gone? Oh, Aiden and. How are you, Josh? You good, man?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you want to join me next Tuesday for the round table?
For the thing?
Yeah.
Next Tuesday. What date's that?
Don't know. A date. Right. So today's the 7th, or is it the 6th?
Let me see. Yeah, I probably could.
And maybe we should. I feel like. Do you know what I do? I might put out a social media post. No one will probably respond to it, but what I'll try and do is I'll see if I can get suggestions for what the one shot will be on Thursday.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whatever they are, I will take the comical side of it because week to plan. So yeah, it'll be fun. Maybe Chris would like to join us for a one shot.
Monday the 13th. I mean Tuesday the 13th.
14th, yeah. He says he'd be petrified. The more fearful, the better.
Yeah, I can do that if you want.
Yeah, man, sounds
fun.
Good.
Yeah, I feel like the others should maybe get serious about it and join in for once as well.
Who's this?
The round table.
Yeah.
Were you there for? You no. Oh no, you were there for the other one, weren't you? The one with James.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But everyone's done one now, I think. So, but that would be your third.
Yeah.
Happy for you to join again. But we could potentially get the rest of them. Thanks, Chris. That means a lot to us. He's saying that he hopes the stream gets bigger. The production quality is so good. We appreciate that a lot. Tashi puts a lot of work in. He's absolutely great DM.
Tashi makes it real fucking easy.
He does definitely. We're trying to sort of increase exposure. I'm working on a few YouTube videos, so sort of like how to play D&D sort of things. So they'll be out. I'm hoping I'll get at least one out in the next month. Need to get some videos out regarding sort of like a campaign catch up and also like a channel introduction video as well.
Yeah, that would be cool.
There's lots of work to do, but hopefully it will sort of people will get interested and then they'll get.
Chris, that's awesome. Thank you. That's honestly what we need to do. Well, we don't even do that ourselves. Like, advertise it and like post it to people. That's what we should do.
It would be good. So like the more you guys want to do that, that's fantastic. And Chris, that's awesome, really awesome that you're doing that.
I've told everyone I know. I've told all of my colleagues.
Yeah.
But,
we
none
need
of
to
them
get
have done
people
that.
who are actually interested in the D&D. Oh yeah, I've had friends from work who drop in and stuff. But if D&D is not your thing, it makes sense. It makes total sense.
Yeah, I told my work friends about it, and all they proceeded to do was put on episodes we pre-recorded on Podbean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Play them really, really fucking loud in the workshop while I was trying to work.
Yeah.
And try and distract me with my own voice.
They're lovely. That's a great suggestion, Chris. So D&D Reddit, it's a good place to get out there.
Just somewhere to
I've
get
been doing
it
a bit of work
That's
behind the
all we
scenes, but so like my brother, so it's more YouTube, but his fiance has quite a successful yoga channel. So he's been giving me some pointers how to sort of increase exposure on YouTube. I know that we do Twitch, and like, to be honest, I prefer the Twitch sort of platform to YouTube. I find like the YouTube thing can be a bit like kind of clickbaity, etc. But I think there's no harm.
Life.
Yeah, YouTube thugs. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that she'd plugged our channel to her yoga audience.
No, that would be probably not beneficial, right?
It's quite a lot easier, I think. It's not. Maybe.
But yeah,
guys sat around playing D&D is pretty fucking niche.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Like when you're doing yoga, you don't have to do a different accent.
Yeah, and you don't get distracted by little fucking knots like this.
Oh, what a boy! What if you get Stabgrot?
Yeah, look how small he is.
Oh, they're such amazing models. I absolutely love them.
This guy.
Oh, you gave him the flail.
Oh, shield on the back, bro. Still fucking there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I should know. Mike knows.
I'll fucking bash a motherfucker. I don't give a shit. Look at that.
Yeah.
So you'll just drop the flail, pick up a shield, charge into a spear wall, fuck you up, son. Oh, I'm so excited for these new Oryx. You don't even fucking know. I'm literally looking at the cover art of the leaked battle tome, trying to figure out what shit looks like from the shadows.
Yeah, that's true, Chris. We are actually quite close to affiliate. We need to get another 20 subs. So if anyone is listening, like if you can subscribe, that would really, really help us.
Do I need to subscribe?
You haven't subscribed, dude. For fuck's sake. So because we're up to 30 subs now. So as soon as we hit 50, we get. What's up, man? No, you're not subscribed. Follow. Sorry. Follow, subscribe. Sorry, I get not used to the terminology. Subscribe is different, but follow us on Twitch. That's what I should say.
Oh yeah, I've done that now.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're being followed by one of our own players. Aidan, do you follow us on Twitch? You're muted, man. Can't hear a word you're saying.
Dude. Bonjour.
That's a good way of getting out.
I can see shit. Actually, I can see files.
Yeah.
Curse of Strahd.
We can.
Can you hear me? There it is.
Yes, I can hear you now.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Do you follow us on Twitch? I was asking.
No, I've never used Twitch, so I will.
Yeah, create an account, follow us. Where we got,
promoting it to ourselves.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, we've currently got 6 viewers. If you're joining us for the first time, be sure to jump in the chat and drop us a follow as well. We're having a short break. We're going to be picking up. Shortly with a bit of combat. Our fantastic game master Tashi Reeve is currently putting together a battle map.
Oh, the unconscious guy's trying to curry favor with the DM.
Yeah.
Our fantastic, gracious host.
So my character, Dylan, he's currently unconscious for D4 rounds. Rolled the 4 for the big old 4 rounds of unconsciousness. I'm hoping that Dutch to my... Wait, will this work if I point this direction? I don't know. Nope. Not. Well, you can see his name, Dutch. So he'll defend me from death.
Oh man.
We don't want a TPK this session.
Let's get back into it then, shall we?
Dutch isn't here. Well, Dutch ain't here.
Mike!
So problematic.
Dutch ain't here, and we kind of need him right now. Thank God you didn't have to add any modifiers to that D4. That would have been really bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you're asleep for 2 weeks. Yeah.
I swear our average combat is like 2 rounds.
Well,
Dutch
there's only a few of them, so it'll go quick.
What, a few of us? As in we're going to die quickly?
Yeah, so there's only a few of you. Wait for Mike to return.
Damn it, Dutch, where are you?
You'll wake up and there's a gelatinous cube 150 feet away and it's slowly slithering towards you.
I still sometimes, you know, when you're just like going through your day and you're caught by a bad memory and you go, oh God, how embarrassing. I still look back. I still think back on the time we were in the dungeon and Tashi was like, you see a skull floating in the middle of the dungeon. And I was like, oh, I'm going to reach forward and touch the skull. And it's like, your hand just sinks into a gelatinous cube, you idiot.
Rookie. Was that Kofin? I feel like
that was Reggie Woo, because it was the pyramid one.
Oh, so Flanagan's Reggie Woo. He made it past that point, though, to be fair.
Reggie Woo turned into the mummy and tried to fuck you all up. So.
Oh, of course, yeah.
That was one of my favorite one shots I've ever done. It was like.
Yeah, I've covered.
Really
it was
succinct.
So funny.
Yeah, it was.
It was just amazing.
So I've got an idea for the one shot. So. The one shot will be the goblins post the Nightstone massacre, all playing goblins.
Oh,
trying to rebuild.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Rebuilding a society in the woods.
They're trying to rebuild after the second time you went back.
Yeah. And they basically see it. Yeah, the Great Massacre, and they like
the Great Massacre
as a
fear the big green head.
Well, it was the originally it was the one they called the Ogre Slayer came and killed their leader and all the children goblins escaped and they grew up, and the next time you came back you massacred them. And the few that survived have populated and
do they mature in like a year?
Goblins mature like really quick. Yeah.
That's so quick.
They're like insects. I think they live like 15 years or something. I can't remember.
Okay.
They do in my world.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
How quick do they mature? Because
they mature at 8. Sorry, apologies, Aidan. They mature at 8, and they live up to 60 years. 8 years. I wish it was 8
They
days.
live up to 60.
Live up to 60, but they reach adulthood at 8.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's in the generic. That's your generic goblin.
These goblins are a different breed.
Yeah. These are grots, not goblins.
We're gonna start, but we're gonna go back to the other guys because Mike is just.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mike! What is wrong with you? You lazy layabout orc man.
So
good for nothing green skin.
I'll say, you've been in this room maybe half an hour now by this point, and you finally managed to pierce that hole in what looks to be a vent of some kind. What are you doing? Knights of Decorum?
I'm going to turn back into Zook, and I'm going to press my eye to the hole. I'll wave it off so it cools down a bit, and then get close to the hole and try and look through to see. Is it open air? Can I see the sky?
We died, Mike.
It is dark through there. You peer into darkness.
Okay, but there is
a solid stone wall.
Interesting.
You can see the stone wall. It's like a tunnel that heads through. That is not stone. Is the same metal. That kind of like heads in that direction, like a pipe, but it just gets to black.
Darkness, you say, Zook? I have the devil's sight. Should I stack some furniture so I can take a look?
Absolutely.
I stacked the furniture. So I drag the desk into the middle of the room, put the table on top of that, put a chair on top of that, and then precariously get a chair on top of that, and I try and climb it.
It's only a little bit above your head, so.
All right. Okay.
You're not.
You go on tiptoes.
Okay, then. Equally impressive. I do a pull up on the bars. Take a look
either
up
of you
through the
can
hole.
roll me a perception check.
Okay. Devil's sight.
15. 17.
It heads You can see with dark vision, it heads forwards maybe 30 feet and then turns.
Okay.
What did you say? It's a pipe. It's just a tube.
It's a tube.
How wide do we think it is?
It's about this wide. It's like it's about the same
Same
size
width as the disc.
Yeah, it's exactly the same width. It's like a pomegranate, not a grapefruit size.
Is there any residue around the hole or in the pipe?
Make me an investigation check. Inspection.
Yeah, we just
Inspection. Oh, that's an unnatural 20.
There is no residue at all. It's clean. It's bone dry. It's clean. But the air that's blowing very softly in this direction smells bad. Smells really, really gross. Quite foul.
Like what kind of gross?
With an unnatural 20, like poo and filth and like it smells like prison cells.
Well, Zook, do you have any way of perhaps becoming something smaller?
Say that again?
Well, Zook, do you have perhaps any way of becoming a smaller creature? Be able to scurry?
I can certainly do something like that. Let me see. I'll have to wait an hour. In fairness. And if there is some,
is this for filling up the room or taking away?
On the ceiling, I don't see how it could take away.
Does my knowledge of some knowledge of herbalism and poisons, is there anything toxic in the smell?
Roll me a nature check.
Oh boy. We're in a gas chamber. Oh god.
12. 12.
No. Doesn't smell toxic to you. It smells bad. It smells like death, like an old corpse.
Putrefaction.
It smells like old corpse. It smells like sewage. It smells like just
all the bad stuff.
Grossness.
Yeah,
It's it's hard to. It's the only fresh air that's coming in, which is
smells
obviously
like in the
cooler
shadow
than this hot room, but it smells bad.
Can I shout into the tube?
Yeah.
Hello?
You can hear it faintly, kind of like hello. It's like that noise of it passing through a kind of tube.
I'm going to shout hello again, but talking to small creatures.
You wait a minute or two. No response.
Okay. So here's my idea. We wait an hour, then I can turn into something that will be able to fly up that. I go up, take a look, see if there's a potential way out, then I come back. I'm going to have to try and rescue you from the outside if this leads anywhere, though, because there's definitely no way of getting you, Richter, through that hole.
If I had any incense, I could perhaps summon a new snake familiar, but we do not have that to hand.
I do, actually. I do have incense. I acquired 200 gold's worth of incense somewhere.
I should have asked you about that. Very well.
You needed it.
If you would give me some sticks.
Absolutely. I don't think I actually need this for anything, so take a look.
Fantastic. Thank you. Richter will lay down a circle of spirituality. I don't know. And begin to form in his mind a new viridian-colored phantom snake familiar.
As you summon this snake,
God damn it!
I would. It is technically a spell.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
So, you watch as it kind of
Get snaked, son.
fizzles out. You see almost like during this time the snake beginning to kind of form, but it unfortunately is fizzled out. What level is it? What level is Find Familiar?
Oh, I believe. I mean, yeah, as being warlock, I think it would like cast as a 5.
It is a level 1.
Oh, but you have to cast it as a level 5.
Oh.
No, but it's a ritual. It's a ritually cast spell, though, right?
Yes, it is a ritual.
In which case, it will cast at its level.
Oh, okay. So it's
which is
So
level
it's
1.
1. So as it expires, you take 5 points of force damage as kind of the air in the middle is kind of dispersed by this sudden flash of arcane sigils.
I'm sick of these motherfucking snakes.
That sort of happens over the hour, unfortunately. But you are able to have a short rest for an hour. So you gain anything's back.
Got my slots.
Spell slots for warlocks.
Wild shape.
Action surge, etc., etc. You can also use hit dice if you want to. Make sure you mark those down. If you need to recover some health.
Oh yeah.
Good.
What did the letter say that we needed to get?
Are you asking me?
Everyone. And if no one answers, then yes.
We
never
don't
read the
know.
letter because you weren't there when the letter was read. There was no letter or body when you arrived.
Oh yeah, it was the others, wasn't it? So we don't know that at all. We don't know any of that information.
Yeah, this is why
We don't
this
know
is
why
really,
this is happening.
It's just happened this way, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Right. During this hour, Rufus is like, I'm gonna sit down at the desk and just try and like think about what's happening. Try and like piece things together.
Sure. You make me an investigation check with advantage because you're spending a whole hour doing it.
16.
What are you specifically trying to piece together?
Like, I guess from what I know, like where Celeste, like who would have taken Celeste and like who would gain from that.
The only you don't know of Celeste having any enemies, and Celeste has already given over her child to the Empire, so she's almost of no real use to them, particularly now, except for being the leader / wife to the Glinting province, which is really not that much on their radar in terms of the Empire, you would imagine. It's hard to imagine what the why the Empire would have their stake in it, or if anyone for that matter. You imagine that this is likely to be to do with you, or the party, or someone in the party, and a way of getting to you, or a way of leveraging you somehow. You only got 16, but the room was ablaze. There was no body. A fight or something had taken place. It looked like. It looked like the whole room had been tossed. It had been like, everything thrown about, like it had been ransacked.
Don't tell the elf.
And someone has obviously targeted Celeste or you in general, but you obviously arrived later, and it seemed to you like someone was trying to cover their tracks.
Yeah.
And you knew that Dylan and Dutch went there first. That's where they were headed. So they too may have been captured or taken or been in this fight. You don't know.
Speaking of them,
we are going to head back.
Yeah.
to the others. So
We're back, son.
Oh shit!
let's move to the battle mat.
Just crouch over me, raging, like make the arch your back and just turn into a turtle and just like,
Rage shit,
take all the punches.
So
Oh, nice, Matt.
Ooh.
Oh,
Dutch, you find yourself in this room,
And the ragged flag.
and you see as you begin to kind of like stand to your feet. I just need to get rid of remove all turns, clear all those turns. Oops.
You take our initiative because I can't remember what I rolled. I know it was bad.
oh, I didn't roll at all.
You didn't roll,
No.
so we'll roll now.
I think it was
Oh, yeah,
11.
it was
I'm
a
going to
three.
put that down.
Okay.
How's that sound?
I'll just yeah. I got 5.
Okay. So, you see rushing across the floor towards you rats.
Oh,
No.
Dire rats.
Swarms, these swarms of rats covering the ground. There's just a few at this point, but you can see them. You can see, those are the ones where they're collected. But the ground is like swarming with various rats that are moving about, and they collect in various places, nattering and chittering as they begin to rush towards you.
Fucking rat kings. Let's go.
They just look like regular old rats for now.
but now, what does that mean?
I mean, a rat king is just loads of rats where their tails are all knotted together, isn't it?
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
They're going to turn into clan rats.
This rat swarm rushes up towards you, smelling fresh flesh. As you glance around, you can see that the floor in this pit is covered in bones of like gnawed bones, no flesh, like almost shiny clean, seemingly of all manner of creature, both human, elf, child, dwarf. The rats swarm near you and begin biting at you for an 8.
No.
You bat them away. This rat swarm. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to do the same. That's a 19.
Yes. You have struck me, comrade.
The rats swarm, beginning to claw up your leg, kind of like just as they sink their teeth down into your flesh of your calf for 5 points. 5 points of piercing damage.
So. I know this, so they get fucking annoying on stream. Okay, cool.
This one is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Seagulls.
30.
The seagulls are coming.
Heading towards your unconscious brother.
Oh.
There are currently like rats on the ground around him, not swarming, that are kind of like, crawling on him, but seeing he's still alive. But this rat swarm is clearly headed for his flesh.
Gonna get nibbed.
What did you get, Dutch? You haven't put your initiative in. You got a 5.
5.
Very good.
Oh, I've realised I've left it way too late to join Roll20, because if I do, all of your voices are going to come out again.
What?
Why have you taken off your... You just go to the settings and put, I don't want to receive or hear any...
Oh yeah, but it restarts every time. Anyway, it's good.
But you can't see the glorious map with all the rats.
I can.
and
I
shit.
can see it in the stream.
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, ending the rat's turn. Dutch, you're up.
So they're not very close to us, are they?
Two of the rats are... Oh, yeah, the stream lags. Hang on.
Oh, fuck.
Here we go.
Okay, yeah.
There you go. It should catch up. So, 2 of the rats are either side of you. Not flanking, but within 5 feet. And the other one's 10 feet away from your brother. What are you doing?
2 times a day. Shit. So that's that. I'd like to, as a bonus action, activate Thunderous Smite on my Katars. And punch down at this rat swarm on what would be Dutch's left. If he's facing them.
Yep, go for it.
Cool.
Make your attack roll.
Natural 20!
Oh, snap!
Oh!
Not only does that mean that it Thunderous Smites, it Thunderous Smites again because of the crit.
Oh, kaboom!
So you just double Thunderous Smited and you double it. Oh no,
I triple it.
You don't triple the Thunderous Smite because it only does it on the crit. Otherwise it would do a double. So yeah, it's weird. It's because what I'll let you do is I'll let you double the Thunderous Smite that you enchanted on it.
Triple,
sorry. But the extra Thunderous Smite from the crit is just extra. So essentially, you can roll.
Yes, I'm rolling 2d6 and a d10 now.
Yep.
To see the damage that's getting tripled. Okay, that's not the best.
It's not good.
9 times by 3.
27.
27.
And then roll 2 more d6 for the
27.
crit because
It's a lot from one
smites again.
punch.
Plus another 6, so 33.
33. It's
Then
like
plus-
there's this boom as it smites twice.
Plus 5 for my strength. Plus 2 because I'm raging, and then plus another 1 for the Masterwork Qatar. Plus 1 Qatar.
Which is
So 33 plus 5, 38, plus another 2. 41!
41 points of damage. You bring the first strike with the guitar down towards these rats, and you watch them as the crit and the kind of sonic thunderous boom echoing from this one punch shatters the rats. They just go flying in all directions, like all of them scattering, hitting all of the walls and all around you. A few of them just exploding as they hit the walls. There's this bang as you punch, almost like a
Making ratatouille.
That's your first attack. You've still got a second attack.
How many rats are around me now?
There's another swarm to your right.
He's riding the Skaven tide.
Get those rats with your fists.
I will. So I've got another attack. What is? Yeah, I'm just gonna punch the rats.
Great.
The sword.
Great.
Another time.
Good description.
Okay, I'm gonna stamp on their fucking little swarmy fucking rat heads.
Go for it. Yeah, that's what you want.
Fucking leaves because they're so fragile and weak. That's not a good roll. That's a 14.
A 14 hits. They're a swarm of rats.
It's not a dragon.
5 plus 5, 12, 13 damage.
13 points of damage. You crunch down with your foot. About half of the rats scatter and run off, but it still remains, but as a half swarm. Next up, Dylan, that's your... this is the second round.
One.
So this is number 2. No, this is technically... Yeah, this is the second round of being asleep.
Yeah. Because
Moving
Oh,
on.
can I use my movement?
Yes, you can use your movement. You might...
Can I get between my brother and the other rats?
You most certainly can. 5, 10, 15,
So I'll stand directly
20.
below him.
The half swarm that you've left gets to strike out towards you again with a natural 17, so a 19 to hit. It only does half damage though, so it only does 1d6.
Right.
2 points of piercing damage because it's half strength. Swarms have like levels in which they cap.
Yeah.
So 2 points of piercing damage as they kind of nip at your ankles as you run off. You dart, skidding, the bones scattering.
That last one I punched, -2 damage from that, and then -2 damage
So
from
11.
the other one as well.
It's the other one still definitely died, but 11 is taking 11 points of damage. Still half, yeah. You skid, the bones kind of clattering and moving out the way. Some of the slime and sludge being slick under your feet. You almost move some of the dry top of the sludge, and underneath it's like cow pat. You know, it's all wet and gross on the underneath side. You slide, skid, stopping in front of these rats as they head towards your brother. They move into your space, swarming on top of you, and are going to make an attack for a bite for a 5. They swarm all over you, but you begin kind of batting them away, ending the rat's turn. It's your turn, Dutch.
What, again?
Yeah, it's back round.
Fuck. I'm gonna fucking pick up my brother and shout in his ear that it's time to wake up, you fucking prick. And then hit him.
You're going to punch him.
Lightly.
Uh-oh. Theo just joined, so the cameras might be all off.
No, he's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a slap.
On the stream.
They don't change because I've set it to.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah.
So I slap him.
You use one of your attack actions to slap him for a damage. He doesn't wake up.
Fuck.
4 rounds. He rolled the d4. That's what it's going to take.
Okay, then I stamp on the one in front of me again.
Make your second attack on the one. It's actually on you. They're swarming all over you.
It's time to go on fire. Again, Dutch pulls a Molotov, lights it, and smashes it on his chest.
Why not?
I'll allow it as your second attack action. Sure. Sure. Roll me 2d6.
The old Kothan special.
In fact, roll me a
barbecue Sunday.
roll me a d20 first, because I want to know whether you even
I've rolled the 2d6 and it was a 6 and a 4.
So 10, but roll me a luck. I just want a straight luck roll to see if you still have any of these on you, and if they still
Natural
work.
1.
You light it, smash it on yourself, and it just kind of like squelches into your armor. The sap, the resin and sap from all the way in the Aeocene has just hardened up, and it doesn't work.
Then I grab the closest rat, look at it, and just squeeze it until it dies.
You pop a rat, sure, I'll do that. That's an interaction, but it's not an attack. Ending your turn. Third round. We have.
No, I've got my bonus attack actions, thank you. I'll spend a moxie.
Fine, go for it.
16.
Pop another one.
16 hits.
You're
like,
9, 10 damage.
10 points of damage. Some of the rats begin to stay well clear of you and run away.
Where's the other swarm? Is it still on me?
So there's a swarm on you, and there's a swarm over there, yeah.
Then I'll attack the one on me again.
Yep, make another attack.
Oh, okay, yeah, so that's a fucking 21. And then damage is... 9 plus 6, 15.
15. You grab the biggest looking rat of the swarm, holding it in front of your head, you pop it, and the rest of the rats scurry off. This one is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right,
Dead rat.
ending your turn, Dutch. It is Dylan's turn, so that's the third round. It is the rat's turn. There is a cacophony of squeaking as rats begin to pour out of the central well in the middle of the room. They just pour like a tide. It is disgusting. They just pour and begin running off. They don't swarm into their own things. Some of them see you, but they just scurry past you over your brother. They're just like scurrying out and away.
Oh no.
The big
As
one's coming.
A claw grabs the ledge of the well and lifts itself out, and you see these bulging red veiny eyes of the most enormous, disgusting giant rat you've ever seen. You see a few big rats, like dog-sized rats. 3 of them crawl out by its side. One of them still suckling at its teat. It whips away as blood kind of spatters down from one of the giant monstrosity rat's giant nipples. It pulls itself out, and you see before you this disgusting ratstrosity.
Ratstrosity!
Where is it? I can't see it.
There it is. It's just a big
It's disgusting. Has it got sleeves?
Where are its nipples?
No.
I don't have a good
This
picture.
is a very
you
disgusting
know
rat.
what I mean.
I'd feed that rat.
Let's put 3 more in for the baby ones.
What?
Oh,
Big
boy.
babies.
The baby
Big
ones
babies.
the baby ones are like dog-sized giant rats. Oh, whoops.
Jeez.
Oh god.
Jeez.
These ones.
Oh no.
I fucking love strosities.
I fucking hate this shit.
These ones crawl out by its side. There you go. There we go. So, they've crawled out, and they've got maybe 5 feet of movement left. So they're going to begin making their way towards you as this one moves up to there. They begin crawling their way out. But that is their turn. Dutch, it's your turn.
Is this my turn 3?
This is your third turn, yes.
Shit. Can I speak in someone else's turn?
Not really. They talk to you.
Yeah, fuck it. Okay. 5.
Rush it.
Grapple it.
First, I would like to rage, please.
Oh, I should have said that the rat swarm that was here ran. It just ran with all the other small rats. You go into your rage as the bear, the giant green bear, engulfs your body.
Which is the rat facing me?
Yeah, it's crawled out, and it's like buggish eyes on its side are kind of aimed towards you. It turns its head so one of them is facing at you.
I'm now going to try and uppercut it as hard as I can to get under it and then hook it in with my other katana into its neck.
Go for it.
So the first attack is, an 18.
An 18. You strike into its sort of the underside of its neck, and your hand just sort of like sinks into thick flesh. But you push through with your katars and pierce in. You just hit.
So, yes, I rolled the 10 on the D10, and that feels real good. So 16 damage.
16 points of damage. Okay.
The second attack coming in on its side with a mean left hook.
Correct.
Shit, that's only a 14.
A 14 unfortunately doesn't hit. As you bring your hand to strike up at it, you find that the katar just kind of glances off the side of its thick, ratty hide.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Ending your turn. Dylan, it's your turn 4. You do not wake up until turn 5 begins.
Oh! Don't laugh, you fucking dingus.
So it is the rat's turn. The 3 rats on the outside are like bulbous, full of whatever disgusting ichor they've been suckling on from their giant mum. They're fat with
rat
it,
milk.
almost tight and like ready to burst, and they dart towards you with ferocious speed. 5. They're gonna flank either side. And they're gonna roll with advantage. These 2. Oh yes, glad for the advantage. That is a 21 to hit with one of them.
Yep.
It does.
What are they doing? They're biting him.
They're biting him. It does 4 points of piercing damage to you as it bites into your leg. The other one strikes in for a 17 to hit.
That is my AC.
Are you wearing your new armor?
Oh yeah.
It's disenchanted.
So 17 is like your armor that you were wearing before, right?
My studded leathers, yeah.
So this counts as let me double check. This counts as leather, which is 11.
Yeah.
But it is a +2 armor.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
So the base is 13.
So you're up to 18.
Shit, yeah, because I add my con and my dex.
Yep.
So that's +5, and I've still got the braces of +1 that Dylan gave me.
Braces. Oh, the braces of defense.
Yeah.
You're attuned to those, right?
Yeah, I've always been. I've never taken those fucking things off.
In which case, your AC is
19.
a 19. So
Ooh,
that does not hit. You feel like it would have hit, but your new armor, you feel lithe in this like feathery, your orcish leathers and feathers, and
Feathers and feathers.
they strike at you, but this one just claws into the feathers, missing. The third rat is gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Rushing past you. It moves away from you.
What?
You can get an attack of opportunity. It's darting past you for your brother.
Yeah, I know what I'll do. Let me check my grappling maneuvers quickly. Got something. I got a thing.
You can, I believe, you can spend a moxie to grapple someone as your thing. I will say that if you grapple it, it's still within 5 feet of your brother, so it will potentially still attack him. It might attack you if you grapple it. Who knows?
Wouldn't I stop it when it was in my grasp, within my range?
Yes, but it's between, so it's moving 5 feet. Oh no! Yes,
it was here.
It was there. You're right. So yeah, you would stop it. So go for the grapple.
So this is a +15 because I'm raging.
Yow!
So I grapple the rat.
The rat got a 12. What did you get?
Well, I got a 15 plus an 8.
You grab the rat by its like scruff as you flick around grabbing it. You're surrounded on all sides by these rats, but you've managed to grab that one, stopping it from getting to your brother. Well played. You have that one grappled. I'll mark it with a little little grapple. Giant rat's turn. In fact, that rat can still attack you, which it will. For a 10, no. It claws at you as you kind of like holding it up in the air. Now for the Ratstrosity's turn. It is going to make 2 claw attacks at you. The first... Oh, that's only a 12. I rolled terribly. Which does not hit. The first strike... oh, yeah, she doesn't quite have advantage on you because that rat didn't get all the way round. The second claw attack It's a natural 20. It's a natural 20.
Oh.
I'm really sorry. Where's the thing? It's the green dice here. I roll a natural 20. Which, yikes. So, she slashes across you. Yeah, that's fucking 46. Doubled. I rolled 2 1s and a 6 and a 2. So,
Still low.
10. 24 points of slashing damage. This one catches you square in the chest, raking across your armor. You feel blood in your mouth from this, and I'd like you to make me, if the target is medium or smaller, which you are, 24. If the target is medium or smaller, it is grappled. So you drop the rat as you are kind of like in its claw. It grabs you, snarling towards you. It's going to try and lift you for a bite. Its final attack.
No!
That is 16. It's 8
No.
plus 8. It bites down. Oh, no, it doesn't have advantage on you when grappled, right? That's only you, Mike, isn't it? That gets that.
Yeah.
It bites down on you. Unfortunately, it bites like sort of into your shoulder, and you manage to shrug it off. Its giant 2 front teeth bashing down on your shoulder, but you resist, wriggling out of its grip. That's ending the rat's turn. Dutch, you're up. You are grappled by the giant rat currently.
That's interesting. So I won't get advantage against it. However, can I grapple? I don't have to break out of its grapple to grapple it, do I?
I don't know. I'm gonna say that it kind of has you. So in order to grapple it, you would have to do the contested roll, which would essentially break the grapple, and then you could grapple it. It can't be like one contested roll and it switches places, because that would be.
Yeah, and it's what is it to break a grapple? Is it your whole action?
It is your action, yeah, to break the grapple. There is a DC on its war scroll, stat block.
I'm going to use one of my. Oh shit! Yeah, fuck you, you fucking prick.
It's got you grappled, son.
Okay, where's it? How far away are its fucking teeth?
Right in front of you.
I'm a fucking dentist.
Make your attack rolls.
Fucking tooth fairy, you can't. And I'm going to try and headbutt his tooth out. And
Okay.
I'm using all of my attacks, so all 4 with
Okay.
a moxie. First roll. Rolls as a 19.
That hits.
Yep. Second roll becomes a 16.
That also hits.
Fourth roll. Oh shit! Only a 14. That's a miss, isn't
That
it?
misses.
Third. Fourth and final. Fuck. Rolled as a 16 plus 11, so
That
hits.
also hits. So 3 have hit as you strike its teeth in its face, battering it back and forth.
Okay. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage from the first one.
Okay, 9 damage.
6, 5, 11, 2, 14 from the second.
14 from the second.
The third. 8 plus 2. 16.
16. Nice. It takes a hefty beating from you as you smash its face back and forth. You can see its front tooth is rock hard, but you've definitely dented it somewhat. It doesn't look that bad. That's going to end your turn. Did you recklessly attack?
No.
No. Dylan, you slowly regain consciousness lying on the ground. You hear scrabbling and squeaking. And you kind of shake your head, feeling your surroundings with your blind sight. And there is so much movement.
So-
of all kinds around you.
If relying on sight alone, you'd get that sort of like spotty kind of vision as you come to. You'd have to like squint your eyes, but because of the blind sense, as soon as consciousness comes, it's like a light switch, and because of the movement going around, he instantly has an idea of all shapes and movement from within this 50-foot sphere. And as soon as consciousness comes back to him, he senses that his bow is near him, because of the sound reverberating off the very reflective walls in this cavern. And your average person would maybe to have to take a while, but he knows that this is a dangerous situation, and he does that thing where he rolls slightly onto your back and then jump onto your feet, and as he does, he swipes his bow, and reaching out a hand to the larger shape in front of him, his veins pulse, and this dark necrotic energy links himself to this enormous rat as its already bulbous form begins to bloat and bubble with necrotic energy even more than it already does so. So that's using my blood curse upon the giant rat.
Very cool.
And I'm going to amplify it. So I take a d6 of damage for amplifying it for 1.
Nice.
And then, grasping my longbow, I reach around for an umbral shaft, and I bring it back for a sharpshooter attack at the nearest rat at me. So the one to Dylan's left, I'll say.
You're gonna shoot the kind of giant rat near you, the smaller one.
Yeah, the smaller one. So it would be the one to our on the right, closer, but
the one directly south of you in terms of.
I'll mark it. Yeah, this one here.
Okay, yeah, the one that was grappled by Dutch previously.
Okay.
Yep, you let loose a bolt.
For a 22 to hit.
A 22 hits. The obsidian arrow slashes into this rat.
Okay, so that's 4d6 sneak attack for having an ally, plus a d6 for the quiver.
I will save you the time of rolling.
Okay.
Because this giant rat does not have very much health. You feel the obsidian arrow pierce into kind of its skull. You hear that kind of crack noise as it shatters, and this rat falls to the ground and pops. I need anyone within 5 feet to make a dexterity saving throw. So, including the other rat near it. It rolled a 2, so that rat is also taking the damage.
Oh,
can I see
domino
this
effect.
actually?
You can see it. So you have advantage, danger sense.
Like Devourers out of The Witcher.
That's got to be the worst way to die, right? Your exploding poisonous mum gets on you, you die.
Our proficiency bonus is 5 at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Good.
What did you get? Come on.
I got an 18.
An 18.
I might as well roll the advantage.
You take.
Oh, that's much better. I'll take that. I got a 17 plus 7.
So
20,
you take 7 points of damage, halved, and then halved again because you're raging. So you take 2 points of damage. The rat takes the full 7, which happens to be its health. So that rat also pops. Roll me another dexterity saving throw.
Nice.
Pop it like it's hot.
Pop it like it's hot. It's a chain reaction.
The big rat needs to make a dexterity save as well. I failed.
Pop it like a rat.
What's going to happen when the big rat
Pop
pops?
it like a rat. Pop it like a rat.
Many hundreds of thousands of little rats emerge.
Actually, we did the math, so I've got 18 AC, not 19.
Okay. It still wouldn't have hit.
When the rat's
Yeah, roll
trying to annoy
17.
your bones, pop it like a rat.
Dexterity save, what did you get, Dutch?
I got, on this other one, 10 plus 11. Oh, I got fucking 15 plus 7, 22.
Yes, so you take half. I rolled 7 again. It's exactly the same. So the big rat takes 7 points of damage, and you take 2. As this one also
I'm more
dies.
immune than your own fucking damage, you cunt.
Ending your turn unless you're moving anywhere, Drow.
One more second.
You've got your second attack, of course. Pulling another bolt.
Sorry, Dutch. And I'll just, as I loose my second shaft at the final rat for a 20, over 20.
That hits.
Yeah, for which be 2d6. That will be 8 plus 6.
That is enough. 14
points of damage.
It also pops with a sickening, sickening squirt, milkish like ichor and kind of greenish slime burst from it with blood and gore and kind of just splatter across you. Dutch, make another dexterity save with advantage.
It's sick.
So you also get it's 8. So yeah, you take 2 points of damage. The big rat needs to make a save. Oh, it also passed, so it takes 4. With the rats dead, are you moving anywhere, Dylan?
Can I get flanking within 30 feet?
5, 10, 15,
Can I get into
20,
a flanking
25.
position?
You can't quite.
But Dutch can move, so
Dutch
that's
could move,
okay.
yes. So you could get.
So I'll just move into.
down
Yeah, I'll
here.
move into a flanking position.
Okay, you rush round it, so you're flanking it on the other side. Next up, it is its turn.
Do something stupid.
Seeing its babies now popped and dead, you hear it screech, a mighty screech, and you see building up from its throat ichor and bile. It's going to attempt. No, it's not that clever. It's just gonna shoot it straight forwards towards you, Dutch. Make me a Constitution saving throw as a spray of kind of milkish, pussy acid liquid sprays forth from its mouth. In fact, it's less of a spray; it's more of like a gush as it throws up at you.
Okay, so I got a 27.
Did that rat just chunder smite him?
You can have an inspiration point.
Yes!
I've
I've already got one. Shit.
Okay.
I'll have it.
You are going to take half of this damage and then halved again. 8. 10. Oh my god, that was a good roll.
Do 20 points of damage, I fucking dare you.
It's 30 points of acid damage, which you halve because you made the save, so 15, and then you halve again. So
I elected not to have made this. Oh, it's too late.
8. So you take 8 points of damage.
Fuck.
Oh.
It splatters across you, and you feel some of it get in your mouth and your cut, but you resist the diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Josh knows, and if you watch the James chat, you know.
Oh no!
Oh.
James has a homebrew list of diseases that I'm using.
Actually, I've made a very fun list that I'll send over to you. It's a similar thing. I got hyped for it from that chat.
Oh, great! That's going to end Big Rat's turn. Dutch, you're up.
Brilliant. So he didn't let go of me or anything?
Oh yeah, it did in order to spray you.
Can I straddle its baby, please?
Yeah,
That's Tiger.
There's not really a corpse. It exploded. There's just slick grime on the ground where it once was.
Are we saying that's opposite Tashi?
One more square.
You have to probably move into it.
Yeah, we'll say yeah. That's fine.
So, do I go for haymakers or do I just use the advantage to fish for crits?
Haymakers.
Haymakers, swinging wildly after being vomited on, trying to clear the vomit from my eyes. I swing wildly with my right.
Go for it. So straight rolls.
So a 17.
17 is its AC, so you hit.
Okay. The next one, 16 misses then.
That misses.
Oh, yeah, so that one hits. That's a 25.
Yep. And the fourth?
A 24.
That hits. So 3 hits, full damage. You should have this written down, Mike, so it's quick. So you don't have to add it up every time.
18.
18, but you're not wearing the gloves.
18 per hit. No. So it's 2 from raging.
Yeah.
10 from the dice. 5 from my strength bonus. And 1 from being masterwork.
Yes. So
3 times
18
8
times 3. Anyone? 36, 40, 50, 54. How would you like to kill the rat?
Oh.
Yay.
I'd like to rip out its front 2 teeth, flip them over sideways, and then jam them either side of its neck, cutting its jugular and its carotid artery.
Oh. Stab the teeth in, and there's like a sort of tearing, like, as the whole thing just explodes. And need both of you to make dexterity saving throws for me, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that is visceral.
Oh dear.
You got advantage, yeah? You got advantage.
Even with advantage, it's an 11.
Oh no.
What'd you get?
I got an 11.
An 11. Draug, Dylan?
23.
A 23. So you take
rolls are
half
starting to
damage,
heat up.
and you take half damage anyway, Dutch, because you're raging. So that was a
I
very
take no
good
damage.
roll. Oh yes, you evade it and take no damage, of course. 19.
Oh.
Aiden looking like a Bond villain.
Yeah. You take 25 points of acid damage, which you halve to
13.
13. Thank you.
I take 13 points of damage.
Yep. And you
As
hear...
Dutch drops below half health, he gets bigger.
You get better.
I get
Let's
better.
sit down. Let's sit down. So... you finish up as the rat explodes, and you hear a soft clapping from the balcony at the top of the pit, and you can see torchlight. You can see Dutch. You can now see. You've only got a passive perception of terrible. So you see torchlight as well as Randala and a few of the others. You see, maybe it's Numbers and Ganon, or maybe a couple of the others standing there. She claps. Clean yourself up. I've had my fun now. Welcome back, Grey Boys, as she turns round and begins walking into the tunnel. And we're gonna cut back to the other boys, because I appreciate that they are still waiting.
Thanks for waiting, guys. Big love.
That was amazing.
That was great.
That was awesome.
You needed a proper
Sloshy.
Doc Rats reunion, so I'm glad you rolled bad on your con saves, because I wanted that to happen. So let's head back to the others. The hour passes. You short rest. What are you doing within the Spire of Secrets? Questions.
So I can go up and have a look around, see if there's anything at the end of that tunnel. If I can, I'll try and make my way back to the front door and see where it leads and if there's an escape route. I fear that I'm not going to be able to.
While you were waiting, because it was an hour, after roughly half of that time, not that you were counting, but roughly half of the short rest, you saw the cylindrical metal thing that you'd bored through opens like a kind of iris. It opens up, and there's a sort of rushing wind noise as air is pumped into your room. You hear this sort of like it smells at first and then becomes clear and clean. And then after about 10 seconds, it shuts again.
So there's still that little hole.
There's still the little hole because you
made.
bored it through, yeah.
Yeah.
But it opens for about 20, 30 seconds, letting fresh air in.
Serves
For
as
a
a warning,
small bit of
perhaps. If they can let air in, they're telling us they can take it away. Though our bored hole might prove that an empty threat.
You're quite quiet, Aiden.
Oh,
I did hear you, but you are quite quiet.
any better?
Yeah, maybe a little closer. Yeah.
Well, there's only one way to find out where it leads.
I feel we have no options other than this. I will await your return.
I place Cinder down and I try and find some wood for him to eat. And
Zook,
I
once you're on the outside, if you have a way to contact, do you have a way of sending message?
not really. I'd have to go and speak to someone myself.
I need you all to make strength saves again.
Oh, it's happening.
Except me, because I'm floating.
Except you.
15.
11.
You both manage to hold your footing as you feel again this raucous noise around you as the room begins shifting or grinding or moving, and eventually comes to a stop once more.
While that's happening, does looking through the hole reveal any movement?
Looking through the hole, as it moves, you see where the pipe, maybe about a foot in, it becomes stone as the room moves. And eventually, right at the end, it lines up with a new tunnel.
I've seen Cube. I know.
I would like to quickly cast Pass Without Trace, turn into an air elemental, and then squeeze through that 1-inch gap.
What level is Pass Without Trace?
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
We just keep
It's
forgetting.
Second level. It's the second level spell.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I rolled double 6. You take 12 points of force damage. Oh my god.
Oh,
As you slam the Staff of High Canopy into the ground, casting as the shadows kind of form out, there's a boom noise, and you are thrown back against the wall, cursing that you forgot.
oh, this is so unnatural to me. Right. Anyway, I'm going. Quickly turn into a swirling force of air and squeeze through the gap.
Turning into an air elemental, you squeeze through the tiny grape-sized gap down. I like using fruit as size counters. Shooting down this tube. Yes, Richter.
How much time would we say passed between these two shifts?
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, 5.
An hour? Maybe?
Zook, we don't know how long you're going to have before we've changed position completely. You may not be able to rely on your memory to get back to us.
Just poking his little air face out of the hole. It's like, I understand. I'll try and be as quick as I can, and I'll zip back up.
Just pictured you as Casper.
Oh, because you can talk. You can talk in primordial to him, can't you?
Oh, yeah. It sounds like really thickly accented because it's actually Auran.
Yeah, it's the air variant of it. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, you whip down. You shoot maybe 20 feet until you hit an intersection immediately that splits two ways.
Just going to turn a light on.
So there's a right and a left.
Mm-hmm.
I take the right.
You take the right, and it kind of curves slightly to the left as you take it. And maybe 30 feet across, it carries on, keeps curving round, but there is another right. Looking down that right, it is... Do you have dark vision in your form? Actually, Cinder is whipping about you, and there is light in the tunnel from Cinder.
Nice.
Looking to your right, it's a dead end, but you can see the reflective metal spiral to the right.
Okay. Yeah. Then, in which case, I'll carry on up the tube.
You carry on. It's not going up. It's just curving steadily around.
Okay.
You pass 3 more right-hand turns that head to other potentially.
I make sure I'm very carefully counting how many I've passed.
And eventually, there is a left-hand turn.
I take it.
You take the left, and you come out into a slightly larger, maybe about this wide, cylindrical tube heading up and down.
What's that in fruit terms?
It's like a really big gourd.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Like a prized pumpkin.
Like a prize pumpkin size, yes.
Nice.
The same circumference and
All sizes from now on must be vegetable /
spherical
fruit related.
sizes.
Yes.
Yeah, I cast a sphere of fire. What? But it's a grapefruit sphere of fire. Looking up, you see light at the top. Looking down, there is a big spiral. You know where it's connected and shut.
I zoom to the top.
You zoom up and up and up and up, and you go maybe a couple 100 feet up. And there are various tunnels that seem to lead off for a time to more sort of spirals. And eventually there are no more. It's just a singular tube that heads up and up and up. And as you get to the top, you can see that there is one of the.
I'm counting the offshoot ones as well.
There's many. There's maybe 100.
Okay.
You get to the top, and there is a spiral door. You know, the same metal spiral, but it is open, and above is what looks to be a grate, like a corrugated grate, and the light is kind of coming down through it.
I'm gonna just slowly seep the air through the grate and try and look around, see what I see.
You poke your head up, looking about, and you can see across Xanthar City. You are at the very top pinnacle of the spire.
It's right at the top.
Right at the top. It's like a flat. The top is only about that big, the size of a gourd, of a prize pumpkin, spherical size, and you can see the edges of the tower slowly, you know, because it's like a spire, like a point. This is the very top of it.
Okay. Fuck. I try and fly back down.
You begin flying back down.
And I'm going to try and find the same hole that led to...
Make me an intelligence, or yeah, maybe just an intelligence check.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It's a 6?
You have no idea.
Oh,
No idea.
God. Oh, shit.
If I was him, I would just
I
get
went
out.
too far.
No
Okay.
idea. You're just
Panicking.
flying around. I'll say with a 6, there's about 10 minutes passes as you just fly about looking. You have no idea.
Oh, God. I'd like to try and... I'm suddenly panicking and feeling quite claustrophobic and very guilty for leaving the room. I try and go back up to the top of the tower.
You begin flying up, and as you fly up, you hear a shrink, kind of metallic noise. And you're kind of heading up, but as you head up, it's becoming harder and harder to head up. And you look down, and you can see the cylindrical spiral in the bottom has opened, and air is being sucked in and through all these holes and down, and you can see a
fuck.
huge propeller blade spinning right at the bottom, like.
I double dash and I push for the top.
I need you to make a strength saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy.
Oh, God. Okay, let me quickly get the stat block
You're
up.
like but it's like pulling your air form down continuously.
Okay. Elemental, save me. Here we go. Strength saving throw. Oh god. Natural 20! It's a natural 20!
Yes!
Oh.
You push, and like a bolt of cloud shoot out above the tower. Whoosh.
Oh,
About 30 seconds passes, and you feel the air around you. Well, once you're out, it's kind of easy, but you hear the.
I don't know if I should
as
mention
it
something.
closes. What?
Cinder.
Yes, Cinder. I am gonna roll for Cinder, or you can roll for Cinder. Would you like me or you to roll? Would you like the power, or would you like me to have the responsibility?
He's mine. I must roll.
Roll him a strength.
Those
save.
embers are in your hands.
Do I just go fire elemental?
I'm a sadist.
Okay, fire elemental.
I'm going to give him advantage purely because the amount of air that's being funneled down, he's about 3 times the size of usual. He's just like being fueled by this like
Okay.
energy of
Okay.
air that's
And
kind
also,
of spiraling down
there's
towards
the air
him.
swelling around him from me as well.
That's the only
He's
amount of.
above Zook, and that gas should be
Okay,
pushing
he's
him
got
up.
Go for it.
plus nothing, so. Ooh, 17. Natural 17.
Thank fuck. Yes, 17. He clings, whipping about you as you spiral up and out, and he turns
I
back
would have
into
been
his small little spark.
heartbroken if we lost Cinder.
Oh man, that was fucking close. Okay.
Looking down for those brief seconds that you did, there was the fan, and I will say with your high passive perception, beneath the fan, it just broke up into maybe 50 tubes that all descended and headed in different directions.
Okay. All
So
right.
it's just like random where you'd go,
Just be
somewhere into the underground.
spire.
Tower of questions.
Oh, I don't want to go down there. Okay, I'm confused, slightly sickened with worry. Zook decides to fly. I'll hover down near the spire and see is there any windows or any way in.
I'm gonna ask the other boys what they're doing currently. Richter and Ruthus. During this time, it's maybe about 15 minutes you've been gone so far. What have you been doing?
Pacing, worrying about Zook, hoping that he is able to help us in some way. Lord Mayor, lead us. What would you have us do? Do we simply wait?
I am no mayor anymore, Richter.
You'll always be a mayor to me.
There's a sucking, popping noise again as your ears pop. And another tray clatters. Did you eat the food or drink the water?
No. I did
No.
not eat
It
the
clatters
food.
in the exact same spot, and the plates and things that were there, it kind of shares the same spot, so it like pings about the room.
Like jibs out and then
like
goes
when you spawn too many things in Skyrim and it hurts you, like when you walk over bones and they kind of like, "Ugh," and you're like, what the fuck was that? They hit around the room.
Silverware.
You hold your shield up and you hold your halberd or whatever. It's harmless, but more things appear, but they kind of like spill everywhere.
We inspect them and see if they are legit.
I will get you both to roll just general investigation checks real quick during that time.
Natural 20.
Holy shit.
Oh.
3, so go with that.
Well, Lord Mayor, a few things strike you as odd during this period of time. The glyph that lights up in the center of the ground does not exist in the room. It's not etched into the ground. It's not there before. It appears as the things appear. It looks like a teleportation circle. And your knowledge of teleportation circles is usually it's to transfer from one place to another. People can't jump in it on the other side to get back. That wouldn't really, obviously you can't. If you're teleporting somewhere else with a circle, it doesn't open it up like the tree. where if you opened it up, someone could come through. It's just a one-way street. But it does need to link to somewhere else that also has that sigil. But the more noticeable thing, as your ears popped, there was a slight thrum in the air, and the humming, the vibration coming from the sigils around the room ceased for that small moment as the things appeared in the room.
Ooh.
With a natural 20,
okay.
you noticed
And
that.
can I do, like for the shifting of the room, can I try and do like a kind of memory check for how long was spaced between the food appearing?
Roll me an intelligence check, please. It can
Alright,
be an
come on,
investigation. It can be an investigation
Okay.
check.
10.
About an hour.
Okay.
It seems to... You kind of piece it together. It seems most things have happened in a loop of about an hour.
This realization comes to Rufus. Richter, I relay like that information. There's potentially a tiny window where we could cast some kind of magic, but I mean, I have nothing. Do you?
I do. I have a few options. The first that comes to mind would be to cast Pass Wall, perhaps on this one of the walls here. However, I am hesitant. It does seem that these rooms are shifting. Previously, when knocking on the door, the echo didn't suggest that there was a hallway outside anymore. I am worried that we may cast Pass Wall and... Wait, sorry, I should know this off the top of my head.
Yep.
Pass Wall is actually quite a long passage it creates, isn't it? Is it
I
like...
believe it's like 20
20 foot.
A 20-foot
feet.
passage. I'll double check.
Okay.
It is, yes. It is a 20-foot deep, 8 feet tall, 5 foot wide. About the size of, like, if you put a watermelon and you grew it in an 8 foot tall, 5 foot wide, 20 foot deep square, cubic shape.
Perfect melon. Melon for everyone.
It would be that exact watermelon.
One option would be to bore a tunnel through one of these walls, perhaps a random one, in hopes that it leads us either to a hallway, another cell, or some kind of vent. Another would be... I do have some level of teleportation on hand. I could cast Dimension Door, Misty Step, but I'm not 100% sure where we would be going. This place almost seems built to confound us.
If we can get out of this room, then we can cast as many spells as we want.
Very well. Yes, perhaps all we need to do is actually pass the border of these... Perhaps pass the border of these sigils. Even if Pass Wall led us nowhere, it would perhaps at least lead us outside of their sphere of influence.
Indeed. It is a risk. We do not know what will appear. It could just be another cell with the same runes, but it's worth a try.
Okay. Do we have any way of accurately measuring time, or are we just going to have to count?
We'll have to be ready.
You don't have a watch or a clock. They're not common. They're very, very, expensive implements that don't...
On average, how long does a stick of incense take to burn down?
I would say 15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll say 15 minutes, roughly.
Okay. Let's light one of those and prepare another 3 to go next to it.
Okay, I like it.
Time it.
So that's you wait a bit longer, Zook. What are you doing?
Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm swirling around the outside of the Spire questions. First and foremost, I'm having a very, very thorough search for any Inquisitors floating around the place.
Roll me a perception check.
That is a 27.
Do you retain your stats.
Yes. You retain all your abilities and proficiencies.
Looking about, you get a good look across the grounds. You know, it's like a nice kind of walled garden all the way around the spire. You can see there are practicals moving about the grounds, some pushing inmates in straitjackets in kind of makeshift wooden kind of like wheelchairs, ye olde wheelchairs. Some you know, there's a patient just kind of moaning and hitting a tree, and some practicals come along and like grab them and take them back inside. Beyond, you see the rest of the Andriont. It's kind of, you know, the spire is set slightly down from the rest of the Andriont. So from the Andriont, you'd only be able to see the kind of tip of this peak poking over from beyond the kind of dip. But from this height, you're able to see across most of the city. All seems normal, all seems well. No sign of inquisitors.
Okay. Zook's just going to like find a little swirl over to a little flat spot on the tower, somewhere he could rest.
It's like the shard. It's sheer. It's like
sheer. There's
slowly
no
tapers
space.
out, and it's just sheer.
Didn't you say that it like had a weird jutting to its build when we approached it?
It kind of wobbles in the. I think I described it. Looked like it.
Okay.
Slightly jellified.
Yeah, like the wind blows it, and it didn't almost look very stable.
Like a reed. All right.
Or had some kind of movement to it. Yeah, that's kind of what I said.
Okay. At the top of the spire, where the grate is, could I technically go up and perch there?
Yeah. You could.
Yeah. I would like to go up and turn back into Zook, and sitting on top of this spire, just floating there with Cinder. Zook says in Ignan, very, very bad. Very bad, Cinder. What we do. And he's gonna spend an hour resting again and just trying to figure out a plan of how to get them out. And he's basically going to be thinking about how to sneak back in and try and find the others.
Okay, make me an intelligence check. I'll give you advantage because you're waiting a whole hour. We'll see if the hour even passes, because the other guys are waiting an hour too, so it kind of matches up, which is fine.
17.
17. You remember the way back to an extent. You reckon you could potentially give it one more go to be able to get back, or you could wait the hour, and I might give you some more information.
I'll wait the hour. I think I'll wait the hour.
In that case, as you wait the hour, Ruthus and Richter, at about the 50-minute mark, there's a kind of noise as you feel air rushing into your chamber. At about the 55-minute mark, you hear a as the chamber begins to slowly move once more.
We're ready. I'm aiming.
Ruthus.
Aiming a hand. Oh, go on.
Sorry, not Ruthus. Zook. From atop the tower, you look down and you can see the various segments of the tower rotate.
Oh my
different
god.
Ways. And this was the movement that you mistook for the tower seeming to move or look like it was bending.
Okay.
Various sections of it just twist all at once in different directions.
Oh.
Like rock.
But you know from the amount that you shot up, the tower, this is probably about, as far as you can tell, to that bottom grate, this is about the top third of the tower. The rest is underground. And then beneath that the big doorway, there were more tunnels that seemingly led further down. So you don't know how deep it goes.
Shit.
Like
okay.
this little tower on the top is small and it's expansive beneath.
Yeah.
You know you have it's soon, roughly 5 minutes or so by your calculations.
Rufus, pick a wall.
Hey yourself. Choose a wall, any wall.
Might as well go with what we know. And I aim my hand just to the left of the door. That
Okay.
wall.
Okay.
Readied.
You wait and wait, and there's a kind of noise, and at that moment, being prepared, you cast Pass Wall.
These walls cannot hold the gypsies of fortune.
You feel the hum of the kind of vibration of the magical energy on those metal bands fade for that brief few seconds as the sigil appears, and again, food and plates and water is flung about the room in a kind of rapid way. You cast Pass Wall forwards as these sigils and glyphs begin kind of interlocking in the wall and then fade from view. And there, as a 20-foot cubic space opens up, just cut into stone. It's just solid stone, and you rush within.
We're in.
You stand there, waiting. The spell does not fade.
Yes.
You hear the thrum of magical energy come back into the room. You are out of the room, but still within stone. What are you doing?
So there's nothing. It's just a corridor of stone.
You've just carved out stone straight into like. So in fact, it would be you see maybe about 3 foot of stone where the wall was, and beyond that, it's dirt.
It's dirt, you say?
It's dirt.
Are we able to remember of when we entered the tower, how deep we went? Like how many levels down did we go?
You went maybe only 3 floors down. It's like 3
below
steps
the below street level.
below street level, yeah.
In that case, Richter goes as far to the end of the passage as he can, aims upwards at a 45-degree angle, and begins to mold earth.
Yes, the most useful cantrip.
So much utility.
Zoot.
Is there something else you can do with Druidcraft? You can't. Oh, it's like you can tell the weather, isn't it? You can't
Yeah, you can make it all.
discern direction or whatever. No.
Unfortunately, not.
I'm gonna just light up the sunblade so we've got some light in this tunnel. Just following closely behind Richter as he molds earth, keeping an eye on our backs,
While
just
this
to
dig
make sure
is
nothing
happening,
comes after us.
Richter also transforms his form with his disguised self into one of the practicals that they passed in the halls. Anyone.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the same.
The spell works and takes effect as you are not in the room.
I'm gonna use Alter Self as well.
Okay, you're still wearing your clothes, you're still a gnome, but your face looks like that of maybe a pale, dark-haired practical.
Richter, are you able to send a message to Zook?
I should be now, yes. However, it will be the last spell I can perform for some time. I can still mold the earth. However, the pass wall and this sending, it will leave me spent.
Fine.
you have
He
me
needs to
send?
know. He needs to know that we've escaped, so that he doesn't try to re-enter and get himself trapped.
Very well.
If we can make it out, then where should we meet? We need a safe place.
Well, do you remember if Zook would be able to cast his fantastical wind traveling ability on us upon our emergence? Or would he be unable to?
Perhaps we had a short rest, but
It might be risky, but I could send a message to him to watch the ground surrounding the tower for any eruptions of Earth, because that is where we will be emerging from.
Indeed. Thinking about that, we could emerge anywhere. We could emerge surrounded by practicals, by inquisitors. We need to be ready to run, to hide.
We'll have a few seconds of confusion with our new forms, but they will see through it.
So,
Indeed. Then send the message.
Very
Let
well.
them know.
Zook, have escaped room. Pass wall. Molding earth upwards. Watch the ground. We shall emerge. Don't know where. Look like practicals. See if you can help.
You guys, well done, friends. We'll watch Earth as pigeon.
Zook
Good
here.
luck.
He's received our message and shall
We'll
appear
keep-
in the guise of a pigeon. Oh, he's still talking.
We'll keep eye out for Brothers Grey.
He's going to keep
Dig
going.
fast and hard.
He told me to dig
Mi
fast
amigo.
and hard. But maybe he
Mi-
meant dig.
oh, okay. So, Zook, turning into a pigeon. Cinder still orbiting you, unfortunately. Unless you want to tell him to wait.
Oh, fucking Cinder. Pain in my ass. You know what? No. Instead of that, because I've had a long rest, I can still turn into an air elemental.
Short, you had a short rest.
But, however, I'm gonna before I turn into an air elemental, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace, and then just become a very soft wisp of air but go very unnoticed in the open sky.
Okay.
Perhaps becoming cloudy patches where the cloud meets behind me.
With like a piece of sun burning through. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shadows take you as the Staff of High Canopy envelops its shadows upon you and Cinder. You turn into an air elemental. Make me a stealth check, and I'll roll for Cinder.
19.
What's Cinder's dexterity?
It's +3.
Oh, he's got a 17 in that case. That's good. You and Cinder begin, kind of moving about. There is a canopy of trees, although it's kind of sparse and dotted about. And you begin keeping an eye out. Roll me a perception for this period of time as you keep an eye out for tunnels dug in the ground.
That is an 18.
18. Okay. You continue to dig 5 foot by 5 foot every 6 seconds. Probably need to do like 2 5 feet in order for you as a Gith to fit comfortably through. You dig at like an angle through the dirt. Dirt falls on you occasionally, and after about 15 minutes of digging, you dig 1 5 foot out, and there's roots.
Can I touch the root that we can see?
Yep.
One moment, Richter. I'm gonna close my eyes and grasp the root, and then open my eyes very quickly, and they flash green. And I'm gonna use my primeval awareness to sense any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead.
Nice.
Oh.
Celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. Within
And dragons.
Within a mile.
you sense a singular elemental, 2 elementals, clustered right next to each other. Naught but maybe 50 feet above you in a slight angle.
I don't know their location or the number of them.
You just know you sense elementals are nearby, and you know Zook was an elemental previously, but
the green, a flash of emerald green fades from.
Within a mile, and there's not like anything that'll block the line.
Oh man.
No.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh boy.
Interesting.
Oh.
Tell me
What
again.
the fuck is in this
Tell
fire?
me again. Celestials.
Celestials.
Okay, hang on. We'll go
aberrations.
one by one. Celestials. There are 3 celestials.
Doesn't know the number.
No, sorry. There are celestials.
Aberrations.
There are most certainly aberrations.
What are aberrations?
Aberrations are otherworldly entities.
Yeah.
So, like, beholders
Right.
are aberrations. They're not. A monstrosity is like something that has transformed, like a
Within the
beast,
material
but
plane.
like a monstrous beast, like classic monsters. Whereas aberrations are things that are like not of this plane, like aboleths and like
hell.
eldritch sort of things. And
What are they doing here?
well, like beholders are, for example, are aberrations.
Yeah.
You sense, there are aberrations.
Dragons,
There are no dragons.
elementals.
There are elementals.
There's some fae,
There are no fae.
fiends,
There are fiends.
Oh.
and undead.
There are no undead.
Clean city.
Well, within a mile, which isn't that
Yeah.
big.
Oh, I suppose the city's bigger than that. Yeah.
He's much bigger than a mile.
Rufus, he lets go of the root, his hands slightly shaking a little bit from the energy spent like communicating through the roots, gaining this information. His eyes open and the emerald green disperses from his irises. I think I learned more than I wanted to know.
Who knows what room
I think
you could have
Zook's
ended
out
up
there.
in, Zook.
Oh god.
If he is the only elemental out there, then he's there, as well as other things. But we'll cross that bridge if we come to it.
As a gnome that understands plant life better than I would, these roots being above us, does this mean the tree is directly above us, or could they have spread out some?
Could be directly above. Could be meters away.
Okay. Changing my angle from 45 to more like parallel, I'd like to continue molding Earth until maybe there's a patch above us that doesn't have roots coming directly down, because I'm worried about dropping a redwood right on top of our heads.
About 10 feet. Yeah, you find a spot. You estimate it's probably right next to the tree, the trunk.
Back
of
up
it, at
again.
least.
Yeah, continuing up again.
You mold 5 more feet, and this time the 5 feet gives, and the kind of soil at the top crumbles and falls in a bit. So there's maybe about this much room. You can see turf and grass clinging to that bit, and light pierces through.
Zook, you're
Wait.
smaller than me. Do you want to pop up?
That's
I'm not
Rufus.
there.
No, yeah, whoops, sorry. No.
No.
We all look the same to you.
You're
Wait,
racist.
I get it.
I've got an idea. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. Tashi, you remember you made me re-choose one of my invocations?
I did, because we realised that your invocation before, you weren't high enough level to choose that.
Yeah. So the other one I chose is Ghostly Gaze.
Mm-hmm.
So as an action, gain the ability to see through solid objects to a range of 30 feet.
Hey,
Sick.
that's so perfect.
Within that range, you have dark vision. The special sight lasts for a minute, or until your concentration ends. During that time, you perceive objects as ghostly, transparent images.
Wow.
So can I look through the layer of soil?
I'll say that the small amount that's at the top that's fallen away is classed as this. You can't see through the earth, but you can see through that bit. Yes, your eyes flash another emerald green, and you're able to gaze through that top layer of soil. You can see no one near. except for one man, a human maybe or elf in a straitjacket, sitting on a bench, gazing kind of both ways. You can see that you're to the east in the garden. You're kind of maybe 45 degrees curled around from the central path that came in.
Does it look like there's anywhere we can run to hide and be, pretty safely hidden?
Looking about, yeah, you could run to a tree. You're near one tree, which luckily the tree that's there is blocking you. It's kind of between you and the main path to the front entrance. But the person sitting on this bench is facing directly towards you. But they are rocking back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plan one, we head for the tree line. Plan 2, should this lunatic see us and raise an alarm, we are practicals. We rush forward and seize him, and then head to the tree line as though we're escorting him.
Very well.
Sound good?
But there's no one around, so hopefully we can make it without trouble.
You can see there are people around, but they're like a ways off. They're not like in the direct maybe 30-foot vicinity.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready when you are. Try to act casual, I guess.
Suppose so. Yeah, mold away the very last layer of topsoil.
Okay. I'm going to get you both to roll me stealth checks, more to like be pass maybe less noticed, or a performance check if you would rather.
I will take performance.
Yes.
I think you'll both take performance.
Yeah. We've
It's
both
more
got
about
this and that as well.
You're supposed to be within line of sight, but you're more like you're acting instead.
28.
28.
The travelling and Mary theatre company at its best.
I got a 13.
13. Springing forth from the hole in the ground, you jump up. Immediately pretending you kind of kick the dirt into the hole that was there. It's kind of obvious when you're close, but maybe from afar it won't be that noticeable. The half elf that's kind of in a straitjacket sitting on the bench, you see, is bound but has no gag, and does make eyes towards you, just watching you as they rock. What are you both doing?
Should I speak to him?
Zook, with an 18, you notice two figures as you're kind of circling. Two figures crawling out of the ground. I'm going to make a couple perception checks just in case. Remind me, you got for your stealth?
19.
And Cinder got a 17.
Cinder got a 17.
Okay. You see these two coming out the ground.
Okay,
I feel it may be
instead
more
of going,
trouble.
Instead of going straight to them, I'd like to fly over the trees and land in the trees where they're heading to.
Okay. Sorry, Josh, carry on.
Responding to Richter's question, no, I think he'll be more trouble than it's worth. He could raise the alarm. I say let's move. Let's be quick.
Okay.
Rufus is gonna like scan the skies and try and look out for Zook.
Maybe a perception check.
Stealth.
A 5.
No way. You just look up. You don't see anything. Which way are you headed? There is a. You
for the
remember,
cover
it's like
of-
a fort. There's a big wall that circles the entire garden.
I guess for that tree line to try and get some cover.
Marching that way.
Sure.
Performance
You head
then.
towards one of the larger trees near the edge, and you press up behind it. From where you are now, you can see up to the wall that's not too far off, and you can see there is a practical walking across the wall. Rufus, roll me just a straight d20. This is to determine whether the practical happens to be walking towards you or away from you along the wall.
14.
They are walking away from you along the wall.
That's good.
Zook, you fly, meeting them at the tree, but they don't see you.
Okay. Making sure I'm going to look to my side, make sure no one's looking at me. And
roll a perception
not.
check for me, please.
Oh, yeah, lovely. 26.
There is 2 practicals from the path over near the entrance. One of them is talking to the other with a cross-looking face, and they're headed in your direction.
Okay, I'm gonna move behind a tree. Am I near enough for Richter and Rufus?
To
am I like close enough to see them or like whisper to them?
You're like above them, like only a few feet above them. They're like behind the tree, looking about, and you're right above them.
Right. I turn back into Zook. Oh, you beautiful gypsies! You did it.
Rufus like jumps and reaches for his hilt. Fuck!
Sorry, it's me.
Curses!
Oh, you drew it.
We've got problems, and I point over to the practicals. Listen, I think we've got to go now. I've got one spell that I can do that could get us out of here.
Just do it. I have nothing.
We're gonna have to make
Get
it
us out of
accurate.
here.
We're all gonna fly. I have a spell that can make us fly. It's not as quick as normal, but it will be instant. This is a bit of an iffy thing, Tash. But basically, with the Skystone circlet, it allows me to cast fly at first level for 1 charge, and I have 3 charges. Would I be able to spend all 3 to cast it at a third
You
level?
absolutely can. Does it not say that on the card? Because that's what it was intended. Because you could technically expend loads of charges and make everyone fly.
Okay, cool. In which case, the Skystone circlet glows softly and wisps of white light circle around your feet and swirl around both your bodies as these kind of strange, like featherless wings emerge from your back.
You hear a soft chuckle about you. Oh, I like this very much. The voice of the Jack.
Oh, he's pleased. We've got to go. Can I scan the walls?
In fact, both of you two would hear that, having also stones upon your person. Sorry, Zook, what did you want to do?
Rufus looks around.
I want to scan the walls for any more practicals. See if we can just fly over and away.
Looking about, you can see there's the one moving away from you. Further along the wall, you can see there is another one standing still, looking outwards.
Okay.
Now,
right. Follow me. Are we ready?
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Yes.
Okay.
You feel your body slowly float off the ground. Richter, it is a familiar and good feeling.
Oh, to slip the surly bonds of earth and fly amongst the birds so free.
Slowly float over the wall, and as soon as we're away, I'm going to fly straight down, hugging the wall, so that the one looking out doesn't catch our eye.
Okay, make me stealth checks.
This is with disadvantage, Richter.
Oh, okay.
We're wearing plate.
Okay.
Did you cast Pass Without Trace?
No, I can't at the same time as I'm casting fly because it's concentration.
First roll rolls as a 17. Second roll. Oh, it's a 7.
I got an unnatural 20.
I got a 19.
A 19.
Can I use my inspiration on a disadvantaged roll?
You can, and you have to re-roll both.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oof, oh dear. First is a 9.
Slightly better.
Could be better. Second is a 12, so it's a 9 now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's not enough difference. You fly forwards, slowly at first, and then up and over the wall. And you coast down, and there is a drop here to the canal on this side, because it's leaving the Andrions. You can see the rest of the city sprawling before you in sweet, sweet freedom. and then there's a noise. This.
Oh, we
Got to bolt. We have to bolt as fast as we can.
dash in.
And you hear this like echoing alarm sound as you bolt off. Zook, looking back over your shoulder in flying down, Cinder kind of whipping his way around you. You see, eventually after maybe 30 seconds or so, black figures, practicals appearing on the walls and pointing down. But it is too late, and you have escaped.
Yes.
That was
well
awesome.
done, everyone.
Oh,
And we will leave the session there for today.
Oh my gosh.
That was so fun.
that was amazing.
That was awesome.
What
Amazing.
a clutch session.
Jailbreak.
I'm almost
shit.
happy
the
that they saw us as we were leaving.
That Ruthus rolled. Honestly.
Yeah, that was so pivotal.
Some clutch information.
Some clutch information. Yeah.
Oh, what a great rat fight as well.
That was awesome.
It had everything.
Yeah.
The turns, the
Twists.
emotions, the twists.
I mean, Dutch and Dylan had their sort of escape thing.
Yeah,
Session,
it was-
now it's your turn.
it was funny because it's a very similar visual sort of thing of
Jumping
diving
into the
down.
canal. Yeah.
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 But that was a
Oh.
real, that was a real Knights of Decorum way of handling things.
Yeah.
It's funny
Measured.
how it splits that way, seemingly always.
Yeah.
If the party ever splits in half,
Yeah.
it's Knights of Decorum and
It's
Platinum
weird,
Fist.
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't separate the Dutch and the Dylan, can you?
No.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's very, yeah.
I think our skill sets are matched up well this way.
Well done all. Well done all. Remind me,
I was
when
not
was
expecting you
when
guys
was
to be
the
able to
last
escape,
time? When was the last time that you leveled up? everyone?
Like
Too long ago.
No, like how many sessions ago? Like when was it? Was
We
it after?
sessioned up on since stream.
It was
since
after
being on
Soul
stream.
Reach.
So I leveled up on the way to Soul Reach because we went to.
Yeah, and then everyone else caught up when.
I think it was when we were outside Elwyn Tor.
Yeah, you leveled up on the way because you leveled up early, and then Ruthus leveled up early, and then everyone else caught up. So it was it was Soul Reach, wasn't it? Where everyone leveled up.
Yeah, it was definitely at Soul Reach.
I'm gonna say you can all level up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty
Wow.
nuts.
Oh my god.
I think you've done lots of things in the like you did a dungeon, you've done some other stuff. You just like this didn't need to happen. None of this. And this is all like stuff that you've done. You escaped. You guys have made your way
Guantanamo.
back to your original criminal syndicate and essentially kind of won Randala over. And the rest of you have gone to prison and escaped from probably one of the hardest and biggest like magical prisons.
This is why
many people escape.
This is why I'm glad, actually, that they noticed us escaping, because like escaping and leaving no trace is fine and wonderful, but there's something so satisfying about them looking over the wall and realizing they've only seen you too late. They can't do it.
And they'll retrace the tunnel. It's a classic. You dug your way out. They'll retrace the
Great
tunnel
escape.
back
Redemption.
Back
But
down.
Tashi,
Yeah.
I will remind you that the parcel disappears.
The parcel. Oh, the
pass
parcel.
wall.
Yeah.
Pass wall.
Well,
It's got an hour.
Either way, the tower would rotate, and
Yeah.
they wouldn't know what
Yeah.
room it would go back to.
Oh, wow. They're going to be so mystified.
So they'll just dig down the tunnel, and it'll be a straight, flat bit of dirt again. Where the pass wall
They'll know
was.
that we're
They'll
gone.
know it's you. They'll obviously know it's you.
Well, it might
Yeah.
take them. It
Also,
might
if
take
there's
them
something
longer. They'll have to
innocent-
check rooms, won't they?
But you
Got
didn't
lots
like
of time.
kill anyone. You just dipped.
Yeah, there was
We
no.
just
I had
disappeared.
Bunch.
Yeah.
Deus Ex Ghost Run.
It was a
You
cool.
don't
It was a cool
cage
dungeon to
the
plan
Gypsies of
because
Fortune.
there were a bunch
Multiple
of
options.
different hidden
That was a really
hidden
sick
secrets
design.
to the
Yeah.
to
I
the
don't
room.
know
Tell them
whether
that.
to do a feat. I get an ability score improvement because I multi-classed 3 levels annoyingly into Barbarian, not 4. So I get one now, and I don't know whether to go for a feat or just to get my AC.
Are you going level 4 barbarian then?
No, I'm going level 12.
Pugilist.
Oh, is it
Pugilist.
a level 12 you get ability score? It also at level
Nice.
4 barbarian you'd get ability score. So either way it's the same.
I don't know what I get.
Yeah.
So the next one you'll get in a
if
bit.
I
So
can't
both
master
levels.
it,
You could level up barbarian and then pugilist and you'd get 2 levels of ability scores if you really wanted. But
Yeah, fourth
bit
level barb is shit.
yeah, it's just
But
ability.
then
we,
5th level, it all happens.
Should we?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Do you want to roll your health?
Extra
Do
attack.
you want to roll
Should
your
we roll
health
health?
now?
Oh god, this
Yeah.
It depends. Those that multi-class which is all of you other than Rupert, will have to decide
Yeah.
which one you want to dip into.
I'm going rogue, so
Okay,
Yeah.
D8,
If I go fighter, I don't get anything.
but remember, every level you don't take in fighter, you're stopping yourself getting to for level 20. So
Yeah.
you cannot. None of you, other than Zook, none of you can get to level
20. Yeah,
because you've stopped yourself getting.
I know exactly the path of attack. I'm not doing any more Blood Hunter because
Yeah.
I wanted that 5th level because you get the extra attack, you get like the damage from the blood right goes to a D6. You get loads of cool shit basically.
Rolling my D8.
Okay, go for it.
Eighth level spells, guys.
What'd you get, Mike?
8th level.
Roll a 2.
A 2. Very good.
I'm gonna put my 2 points into Constitution, taking my Constitution up to 18.
Ah,
So now
so you gain.
4.
You'd gain
now
an extra
I-
1 per level, basically, added on.
And I can use my Constitution for my AC. So now my AC does go back up to that 19 I had earlier.
So you now have 2 plus 15. No, yes, 2 plus 15 more health. So 17
Yeah.
more health. Your max goes up by
That's
17.
nuts.
Actually, if I take a 3rd level in Warlock,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you get a pact boon.
Ooh.
Yes,
Oh.
it is. So we might have to homebrew it for the tree.
Do you say 2 plus 17 or 17?
17 altogether.
I mean, do you just absorb the Sunblade into you with the fucking? Are we still on stream, by the way?
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
I think
okay,
I
cool.
think it's fun. It's fun
Yeah, it's
to
cool.
do the little mini level and know what
Yeah.
people are taking theirs in. What'd you get, Richter?
Who's-
Oh, it's a
That
big one for me.
was
It's a
rolled
big one.
as a 5 plus
Nice.
my con, so 9.
Nice.
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 That's good.
Nice.
Wait,
I
did
rolled
you,
a
Did you
1.
take it in Warlock or did you take
Warlock.
it in?
I did take it in
I'm gonna
Warlock.
go, guys, because I need to get this back
Alright.
I
ready.
now get a Mystic Arcanum.
Mm.
Very good.
All right. See you in a bit, Mike.
See
Shall
you
I roll?
later, Mike.
I'm going to stay on while I pack up and
Okay,
shit.
cool.
Nice.
No doubt.
It's
Yeah.
finishing, love.
What do you unlock, Rupert, at level 15 Druid?
Nothing except 8th level spells.
What do you
of
mean
witchcraft.
nothing? That's like the best shit ever.
I mean, nothing as significant as
Second-
8th level spells.
Second to highest spell level.
Oh,
you can
there are
possibly
some.
cast.
Oh, there are some juicy boys in there.
I mean, the altar self, but the good version is crazy.
Fuck yes. Yes, indeed. I think that might be 9. Are you talking about?
Is it
What's
9th?
called?
No, it's not. It's 8th, isn't it?
True polymorph or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it
Eight,
Polymorph? It's
yeah.
8, I think.
Can recommend these brand
Maybe
of
it's
mats
9.
being really good for pipes.
Ooh, I'll take a look at those.
Good pipe matches.
Nice and long.
I'm going to get this painful roll over out of the way, and
Go for it.
because I also need to shoot as well. So,
Mhm.
and I'll give you a lowdown on the class stuff.
Yeah. No, you don't need to do the class stuff now.
5.
5. Nice.
Plus
nice,
3,
nice.
so 8. Nice.
What did you get, Josh, in your roll?
I haven't decided.
Oh, okay.
I
You don't
think
need to
I
decide
think
that.
I will though. I think I will do a warlock. So you're gonna need to homebrew me a pact boon,
A pact.
You might as well get a
Indeed.
pact. Yeah.
as well as
Yeah, that would be
the
sick.
every other pact they get more spells at 2nd and 3rd and 4th and
Yeah,
5th level.
you get like
I didn't get any
selection.
at 2nd.
So you get essentially a selection of spells that's kind of unique to that pact. So Richter's are like locate creature and like seeker sort of related stuff.
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of orienteering based.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave me some for 1st level, but
So
I
I
didn't
just
get
need
any
to-
at 2nd.
Goodbye,
What
sweet
level?
kings.
What level
God bless.
spell?
Goodbye,
See
Dad.
you guys.
Godspeed.
Because I think it doesn't
See you
level
later.
up, and it depends on the level spell you can cast, not the level of warlock you are.
The ones I'm looking at, they are 2nd level spells for level 2, and 3rd level warlock you get 2 3rd level spells.
Okay,
I'll leave this on so I don't mess up the thing.
cool. Yeah, that's fun for me to do. I can do that while I'm away in Cornwall.
Yeah,
In Cornwall.
cool. Yeah, I roll my health as well. It's a D8, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Actually, I had some feats that I was looking at, but I was
It's a
kind of
6.
Oh,
thinking about the
Nice.
Very good.
thinking about the Feywild with regards to how they would tie in narratively, but we can maybe chat about some stuff.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Maybe that could, it's cool.
If you
All my
tell
stuff
me
is
what
boring
one
stuff,
you
but
want to
also
go
exciting,
for,
so.
I can see if it will play into something.
Yeah, cool. I've got a couple that actually I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, so I just get ability and score improvement. I get an extra cantrip, which is quite cool.
Oh, that is
I get
cool.
another spell slot and another 2nd level spell slot, and I also get another learned spell. So just kind of boring stuff, but quite good.
It's
Well, it all
nice.
comes into play there.
It's all
Yeah.
good. It's all good. Right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. That was a really, really fun session. I had
Yeah,
a
that was
fucking
great.
good time.
That was
doing
great.
It felt good to be back on it and playing again. So just to remind everyone, we're not playing next week, but we are potentially doing a one shot with Theo and maybe a round table if possible. But until then, good luck, Gypsies of Fortune. And
Good
Knights of
luck!
Decorum and Platinum Fisters, good luck!